Hey kids, welcome to another episode of the 1 6 Pack, episode 60, episode 66. Right?
Ooh, I
I
didn't even
know,
notice.
Wow, I didn't
right?
know that. I didn't know that.
I know, yeah, I know. It should have been all
It should
Star
have been.
Wars.
It should have
Well,
been.
it's going to be a lot of Star Wars. There's still a lot of Star Wars to talk
We should
about.
just talk about clones all episode long.
That would,
That
you can host that if you want to. We'll do one. Okay. My name is Trevor16Shooter. With me, as always, are my co-host Tom Iabawatu and TJ Capes.and.Rifles on Instagram. Two excellent toy photographers, and we have two amazing toy photographers as guests tonight. We'll bring them out in a little while. If you're new to the show, we discuss 1/6 figures, Hot Toys 3.0, Asmus, InArt, third party, and we drink a little something while we do it. Thus, the name, the 1/6 Pack. We're all kind of like, craft beer. I wouldn't say enthusiasts, but we enjoy some good beer.
yes.
Yeah. Right. Okay. We go live every other Friday. If you're not already, consider hitting the subscribe button. While you're at it, smash the like button and ring the alert bell. Hit the alert bell. Whatever. Ring it, hit it, whatever. It's not going to ring, but if you hit it, it's great. You'll be notified when new videos are uploaded or when we go live on random days or when we don't show up for like a month and then we come back. It's Friday, but like who knows what Friday it's going to be. We're on every other Friday, but sometimes things get screwed up and we have to skip a Friday or something.
Life happens, and you never know when it's going to happen.
Shit happens. But welcome to the show. Sit back, grab a beverage of your choice, and let's talk some 1/6. Let's bring our guests in before we talk about what we're drinking. How are you guys doing? Good?
Yeah. Go ahead, TJ.
Wow.
I
Excellent.
can't breathe. My eyes are itchy. I keep sneezing. That's how I'm doing.
All right. Great.
Don't forget that your microphone does have a cough button on it in case you do feel a sneeze coming on.
Yes, please
Just
do.
so you know.
Please do.
Ooh,
I'm doing okay. It's it's that holiday season, which when you work in a marketing firm, it gets busy. So
Yeah.
it's been busy.
Yeah.
Stressed.
Everybody gets crazy and forgets that they had trade shows that were coming up in a month and needs trade show materials and booths and things like that. Like we knew about this all year. Why don't we be doing this back in July?
Everybody likes to wait till the last minute. It is a unfortunate thing of life, I think.
Yeah, because that'll kind of play into my thoughts on. We're going to talk about Ahsoka later on, if we have time. I mean, we got a lot of stuff to go through, but we're going to try to blast through some of this stuff because we haven't been on for a couple of weeks, and we haven't covered some stuff, so we want to talk about that. Cloud Foxwell's in the chat. Dave Orkin's in the chat. Angel's in the chat. Oilers Workshop. What's up, man? Stephanie
Hello,
Orkin
buddy.
is in the chat. Noir Kaiser Effects Alberto is in the chat. What's up, Alberto?
It's okay. I'm crying. Can you hear me? Everybody's feeling emotions. It's just that time of year.
Is it? I thought that was like November and December. I don't know. October.
Well, it depends on how early some people get started. Depends on the large scale of your project, really.
Okay. I see what you're saying. I got you.
Hey, your brother's here.
What's up, Tom? Trevor, did you order your calendar? Dave, what is your obsession with me ordering my calendars? I got a guy. He's gonna take care of me. It's gonna be done. I got another shot that I got to get in there, and I got to get it all buttoned up. But I will have the calendars by Legion's Con. So you're good, man. We'll have them. A couple of things. Just one thing I want to bring up here, and I should have had this ready to present, but I didn't. The second episode of Toy Photography BOM Best of the Month went live 2 days ago. It's 2 days ago, Wednesday. It feels like a week. But yeah, with Nose Rain, my friend Richie, our friend Richie. It was great. It's a great episode. He was a little under the weather too, TJ, but we went through it. It was great. We had looked at some great stuff, some great insight from Richie and stuff about his work. So go check that out. And that's going to be every month. Once a month, we'll have somebody new on as a guest and go through, 10 to 15 of the best images that we've seen. If you would like to submit, we do have a Toy Photography BOM, spelled just that way, BOM, no B at the end. Instagram account. You can tag that if you want us to take a look at your image to be considered. This is the best stuff, though. So just make it your best stuff if you're gonna tag us. So that's that.
And Richie's here.
Hey, what's up, Richie? That's you. That's you. That was great. It was a great episode. I appreciate Richie coming on. He was not feeling good, but
I remember that you guys were recording like 15 minutes after it started. I was like, "Oh shit!" I jumped on,
and
glad to be able to catch it.
Yeah, Tom was featured in there last month. Yeah, it's developing. We're getting the show. It's good. It's good right now. I think we'll get into doing some more stuff with the interaction with the community and stuff down the line. But speaking of toy photographers, let's bring in our two guests tonight. Our first guest is the host of Maz's Toy Box on YouTube and the Maz's Toy Box IG account, where he does toy photography, a lot of 1/6 stuff. Well, he's all over the place now. He's even doing some Mythic Legions and stuff too. But every Tuesday, I'm on his show. We do critiques of people who submit to his page. And I think I'm the bad guy. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Anyway, welcome, Maz. What's up, Maz?
What's up, guys? Thanks.
How's it going, man?
I appreciate you having me here.
You know what? I'm trying to get you here, but I mean, Fridays are tough for you sometimes. So
my boss hates me, man. She makes me work Friday nights almost
Yeah.
constantly. The only reason why I'm not working tonight is it was my kid's birthday, and he came into town 3 hours, drive to come have dinner with us, and now he's gone. So
yeah. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. You came in last minute because you were available. I wanted to get you on, so it's great that you could be here. And our other guest is also an amazing toy photographer. He hosts a show every once in a while on IG that we've been on, kind of talking about pop culture. The last discussion we had was myself and Nate Strong, Corona 4, talking about the Indiana Jones kind of series of films and just where it was right after the movie came out. So go check that out. You should have that on his live areas, but also another great toy photographer. It's Paul Tresidern, Red Dog 5. There he is.
Hi,
Red
everybody.
_Dog_5.
How you doing,
On
guys?
Instagram.
Good evening.
What's
Good
up?
evening,
Good evening.
people in the chat. How we doing?
Good, man. How you doing, Paul?
Friday, doing better because it's Friday, right?
Yeah. Had a tough
Yeah.
one at work, and and obviously Trevor called me up today last minute, and he says, "Can you get on?" I says, "Yeah, I'm having a hell of a day, but I'll make it."
But this is the fun part. This is the fun
It is
part.
the fun part. Yeah,
we're going to
is.
relax. We're going to talk about
Yeah.
toys. We're going to talk about
Yeah, this is wonderful. Yeah.
Ahsoka and some other stuff. So yeah.
Excellent.
So guess what, Paul? Do you have anything that you're currently sipping on right now, beverage wise, or?
I do, and there's a story behind it too. So I'm having
all right.
a little Italian Peroni.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
So,
Ooh,
yeah,
how very
because-
continental of you.
Yeah, continental. It's because
Intercontinental.
Europe run the Ryder Cup in Italy, and they were drinking this a lot. So I thought, yeah, I'm gonna have one of them for a while. So yeah, there it is.
There
I
you
haven't
go.
had one of those in a long time. That's a very
Same.
light ale, right? Like it's
Yeah, it's like a
Like a
lager.
lager. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a lager.
It's
yeah,
like
you're
a
right.
Stella. It's similar to a Stella.
Yeah,
alcohol.
Stella Artois. Yeah, that's
It's
true.
very
Yeah, yeah,
crisp.
yeah.
It's very refreshing. It's a good beer.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's a good
yes.
beer. That's a good beer. That's one of those dinner beers. That's what you have. Like if you're gonna
Yeah.
have a beer at an Italian restaurant, you get a Peroni.
Exactly.
Maz, what do you got?
I haven't opened it yet, but I was waiting to start Strongbow.
Well, open it
Nice.
up. Let's
I'm
go.
gonna
Strongbow.
It's got a
So
nice
cider,
flavor.
you're a
in my
man
time.
after TJ's heart right there with
Yeah, I love
Strongbow.
cider.
TJ's
Well,
a big
my
Strongbow.
I buy
favorite
it by the
cider.
can too, because when I do a DJ gig, it's easy to smuggle cans in.
Because why? Because they look like energy
Well,
drinks. or
most
something?
clubs now have canned drinks because less likely a bottle's going to get broken,
Yes.
I see.
or they give it to you on tap. And so, I get it in the can, and I just sit in the DJ booth and do my thing and drink my own beer. That way, I save the money I'm making at the gig.
They should give you free beer if you're like DJing at a specific.
yeah, really.
They do like one or two, but I usually drink about a 6-pack. And
Good for you.
I
It gets
guess.
crazy after that, I'm sure.
Angel,
There you
this
go.
is,
And-
or Paul, this is for for you. Angel commented, I was really needing a beautiful British accent this evening.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. You got
There
one.
you go.
I'm actually
from
from
Arizona.
Texas. I'm actually from
Straight
Texas.
from Arizona.
Yeah.
Texas.
You're in Texas?
No, I'm saying I'm from Texas. I just
you're from
developed this English accent. I'm joking. I'm Stewie.
I tried to do that when I was a kid. I tried to pull off that I was like my cousin or something like that. You know, when you're like little, you're like pretending. And I probably had a terrible English accent when I was a kid, but I thought it was pretty good. I think I fooled a couple of stupid kids in the neighborhood. Tom, what do you got, man?
Oh man, I bought these beers a long time ago before we were going to do a show. So it is Snacks on Snacks, which is a hazy IPA by Cooperage, which is a brewing company from around my area up here.
Okay.
And I've had their beers on the show before. I forget exactly what.
I remember that. Yeah.
But it's actually really good. It's quite tasty.
So why is it Snacks on Snacks? Is it just I feel like they're just like coming up with I feel like they're just coming up with names and like to do labels now. Like it has really not anything to do with like the beer that's inside anymore in terms of like it doesn't have a pizza flavor or something, right? Like I mean,
no, it doesn't. And usually a lot of the beers will say like a little story on the side for why they came up with the name or something. There's nothing on this. I think maybe the artist turned in a label of all just like, here's some snacks, here's a burger and pizza and stuff. And like, okay, I guess we're naming the beer that now. I'm just slapping a label on the side.
TJ, what do you got?
Having a Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
Ooh,
all right, Oktoberfest. There you go. How appropriate.
Either it's between this or some pumpkin ale. I went with this.
Yeah, so it's October, and I am allowed now to drink pumpkin spice lattes and pumpkin ale. So I finally jumped in with a it's called Graveyard Smash.
Ooh,
Sand City Brewing. Cool label.
I like that label a lot, actually.
Yeah,
it's a little. This is Northport, New York. This is from my neck of the woods, like not too far from me. It's a little. So it's like real pumpkin and spices, and it's the spices that are kind of like, I don't know, not really thrilled with the spice aspect. It's kind of like, you know, when you have the pumpkin ale and you have the rim around the glass if you go to the bar with the cinnamon sugar or whatever the hell it is. Like it's kind of in there already, which I don't like. You know
okay. It's a little too much.
Yeah, it's a little spicy. It's a little like peppery, but it's good. It's not bad. I like a little more
peppery. Is the spice that I would like to associate with pumpkin. I don't really put pepper and pumpkin.
No,
together.
it's more like cinnamon or something like that.
Okay,
it's got like a bite to it. You know what I mean? So like,
I get what you mean.
Was the spice from Kessel by any chance?
Yes, it's probably or Dune. One of the two.
There you go. Yeah,
life must flow.
All right, we got a ton of shit to cover here. So because we've been gone for like 3 weeks now, probably almost a month. No, it's about 3 weeks, but we didn't cover some of this stuff. So let's take a look real quick at some of the stuff that came out from Hot Toys a few weeks ago. Spider-Punk. This looks amazing.
Yeah.
This graphic around the guitar is just it's brilliant the way they did this, man. The body,
the adjective "yoink" comes into mind when I think when I see this figure. Yoink.
So many possibilities.
Yeah, I love this thing. I can't go down this rabbit hole.
You already have Miles though, so why not?
Yeah, but Miles is like representational. Like that's all I have is like Miles. You know what I mean? I don't even have Gwen. If I get this, I'm gonna have to get 2099. I'm gonna get them all. Like it'll be a great display. It would be a really great display. I love this movie.
Yep.
Possibly at least as much, if not more, than the first one. I don't know. The first one is so groundbreaking. It's hard to compare, but it's great, and they're doing such a great job.
They are.
The
rolling eyes and whatnot here.
The cartoon head with that's amazing, man. That there isn't gappage in here. You know what I mean? It's incredible. They are killing this.
They are.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer for me, man.
You picked it up, right? Yeah.
Day one, as soon as it went up, I got hit with that, and well, the other one we'll probably mention too.
I refreshed Sideshow every single day until it finally went up on there. And then
I was right there with you, man.
And
we were right there.
And you pre-ordered?
Need it.
We were right there, man. I own 2 Mileses already, and I pre-ordered the new one.
Are you pre-ordering to not miss it, or are you pre-ordering to just to say, all right, I got it, I know I got it, I don't have to worry about it anymore, I don't have to remember that I need it later on?
Well, if you recall, Gwen sold out. She sold out pretty early on for one. So there's a little bit of FOMO there for me. But for B, man, I loved Spider-Punk in this movie.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. It was one of the best characters in the movie, for sure.
I really wish he had more screen time. He was just so fun and just awesome.
Paul, what about you? Any interest in this, or is this not on your radar?
No, it is. Well, it wasn't originally, but I was looking at the Hasbro one. I know it doesn't compare, but I was thinking I need a better one. So I'm so glad this came out because I can do wonders with this. I just think it's wonderful. Just everything about it. It just reminds me of the punk days. I remember people like this walking down the street. So this is not, in London. So this. I saw this in real time. I show my age.
Like this kind of stuff. Like I'm hoping that like Sentinel or Mafex.
Yes,
I'm sure
Sentinel needs to step up.
Please, Sentinel, because they can pose.
Or Mafex. Mafex, I think, has done a good job with these.
They've done fine, and SHF is stepping in pretty decently with it, but none of them compare to what Sentinel has done with this line. I think
the figure arts Miles and Gwen were a huge letdown. They don't have the ab crunch that they got the Spider-Man 2, the Across the Spider-Verse ones for that, and they don't have the flexibility of Sentinel at all. Nobody does.
Yeah.
I mean, out of what's come out.
Like Sentinel, Peter B is just fantastic. The poses he did it.
The only saving grace for the Mafex and why I bought those was the cloth goods,
soft goods.
And there's third-party soft goods for those for the Sentinel ones too. But I mean that's what I'm hoping for. Like I'll get these in 1/12. I just feel like it's something I'd use more for photography or whatever. But this looks incredible. I love it. It's great. What was the price on this, Tom? Do you remember offhand?
I want to say it was $285, but I'm not sure. Is that right?
Moz? Yeah, $285.
Yeah, $280-ish. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, very Sex Pistols vibe, man. Get a huge Sex Pistol.
Vibe. Definitely.
Oh yeah, it's great design. It's such a great design. Really,
it really is.
I just hope it's not pleather.
What's that?
I just hope it's not pleather. That leather look stuff. I hope it's not pleather. Yeah. Anything with pleather.
I'm sure it will be. Right?
Yep, it will be. And it'll flake, and then someone will sell a custom-made one online for about half the price of what the figure costs that we'll all have to get eventually. It's just the cycle of things. It's fine.
It's true.
It's the circle of collector life right there.
Yeah.
But all right, before we get into some other into the
so
Spider-Verse
this looks rad.
We were talking about this on Shane's show, and like I think somebody was saying that they didn't think that the suit was accurate. But looking at images from the movie, I mean, this wasn't a great movie. I mean, I don't think I'm saying anything.
Well, what about the suit isn't accurate that they were saying?
No. I think it wasn't like either. I think it was like a matter of like it not being raised or like something. They didn't think it was that something was raised. And I couldn't remember, so I looked it up. But it's accurate, man. It's not just a reused
it's spot
suit
on.
that they made it black. It's correct.
That was the best bit of the movie. That was
from Yixi. Wow, unbelievable, man.
Yeah,
this is incredible.
It is.
Yeah.
What is all the September 15th stuff that's like all over the right-hand side of the screen?
I don't know. That's probably Facebook. Facebook is like unusable for me now, man. It's terrible. There we go.
There you go.
I think that's what StreamYard does with my Instagram, that kind of thing with my mouse. Remember that whole bit?
Maybe. I don't. Where would that come from though? It's like September 5th, I guess when it posted. Who knows? I mean, everybody was. There was a lot of consternation over the fact that this is the Tom Hardy Venom, but I think it's kind of cool. Like it's just a cool.
I love it because of that, actually.
Yeah, crosses over nicely. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, you don't have to display it this way. You know what I mean? Like you could just display it with the black.
You can use that head for your Tom Hardy Venom figure.
Sure, yeah.
Or the video game version of.
That's That's exactly. So I'm going to get this whenever it eventually shows up on Sideshow. Once again, still refreshing that goddamn site for this. And I want it because I want all those. Not only do I like this suit a lot, and I do have a reverence for this suit from not the best of the trilogy, the original trilogy, but because those symbiote effects will look so good on the video game version of the black costume, and I want those two black costume Spider-Man side by side with Big Boy Venom just standing behind him. I think it's going to look awesome.
I mean, his base looks incredible. It looks great, man. I love these parts. I love the symbiote parts.
Same.
Yeah. Just even that, just alone. I mean, I did like that. Like, what was the? It was the video game one that they came out with, right? Recently. That's super tempting. More tempting than this because I really didn't care for this movie. So
I love how they fudged that. Sorry, I love how they fudged that pose in that last shot. They got his leg
with his foot down here.
yeah. Because otherwise
you will never get that pose.
Because you'll never get out to the side. Yeah, exactly.
Sorry,
I'm glad that you pointed that out because I totally would not have noticed that. Like, I wasn't like staring at it like because I'm looking at other little things like the symbiote going up here and whatnot, but I totally did not notice the leg was cut off.
Totally. Yeah, Tobey Maguire. I still love as Spider-Man. This movie just wasn't. It was funny, but it wasn't great. But man,
it was. You could tell it was the studio pressuring Raimi to include some stuff that he didn't want, so he had to like overstuff a story that would have been better fleshed out had he just been like left to creatively do his own movie.
Yep, it's when like it's the age-old story of when something gets popular, everybody's got to touch it to make sure that they said that they did something with it, and they ruin it.
Yeah, that's a nice piece. I think people use that in 112 too. I think that
it's gonna be great, man. Really, this will be a great 112.
They've been doing some great bases lately, especially with Spider-Man figures like this, and then we have the one that's coming with the end of No Way Home Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's going to be so many good bases.
So this isn't up for pre-order yet?
Not on Sideshow, but of course it's available overseas, so you can get it.
Yeah,
overseas. I guess I got to do this. I don't know why I have to do this because Facebook is unusable. There we go. It's just terrible, man. It's a terrible platform. But all right, let me see. Okay, hi Tom and Jerry. All right, where are we going here? Iron Man was released.
Sure. Like went up for pre-order and then released, right? Like instantly.
Classic turned around.
Classic
this was like a limited. Was this a limited edition?
It is supposed to be technically. I don't know how
it was limited to, but man, if I this again, like I would love to go down the road of this comic book look for a collection. I mean, I have the X-Men that are kind of like the Susu Toys ones that are kind of going in the direction of the 87 cartoon to some degree, or their own take on them at least. And that's cool. I'd love to get all those, but I can't do everybody, man. It's too much. But this I love this. I know that a lot of people didn't care for it just to look like a big, Marvel Legend or whatever, but I think it looks cool.
Those are people that aren't paying attention to the details because someone who has the Marvel Legend version of this figure, the Mafex version of this figure, the Mezco Toys version of this figure, this looks wildly different to me and like so beautifully detailed that I have the allure to get this. I just wish they didn't start with Iron Man in this line because like he's the my least excited for version of the classic Avengers.
They tried to start out with Miguel, but people revolted and put a suit on him.
In terms of like this style of body, exactly. But this is partly die cast, and I'd love to see. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those things where you feel like, man, if you had showed me like, the Trinity of Cap and Thor and Iron Man, like that they were all going to come eventually, kind of like a tease in the background of this shot or something like that somewhere in here. Then it'd be like, oh, if I know those are coming, maybe I got to get this.
If they had Cap and Thor teased in the background, this would have been purchased already for me.
Yeah, that's I'm afraid that it would have been, which I'm kind of glad.
Oh, did he sell out now?
Yeah, he sold out. He sold out, and
sold out.
he's in hand in places.
Yep.
People got him in hand.
They sold out.
I do want to real quick
Mm-hmm.
address this comment or question from TK Magic Shop.
Sure.
Can we even trust Sideshow waitlist pre-order system? I'm scared I have the Green Goblin supposedly coming, and I see people getting there. Just wondering if they even have the stuff.
Sideshow isn't theirs out yet.
Sideshow gets their stuff later because they are the domestic distributor for us here in the States. So even if you live in the UK and buy from Sideshow, you have to wait for the US to get their stock, which is typically about 2 to 3 weeks to a month after the Hong Kong dealers get their version. So if you have it pre-ordered, 100% you're going to get it. You just have to do the waiting game. That's all. But if it's on wait list, you're kind of just waiting to see if someone cancels their order. So there's an okay chance, but if you pre-ordered it, there's no question you will get it.
Right.
Yeah, that's the one thing. I mean, I have my issues with Sideshow, but if you're pre-ordering something, you're gonna get it. I mean, that's the bottom line. There's no issues there with them whatsoever.
And you'll get support from them if you have a problem. Like my classic Loki, his grinning face, the magnet was garbage. They sent me a new one, and that one works.
Yep. Yeah, I mean that's the best thing about Sideshow. The worst thing is that you have to wait. The shipping is a little over the top, depending on where you are. But other than that, I mean, lately I've been finding that it comes out even with the shipping and the tax to be very close to like second batch Hong Kong stuff, which is like you're probably going to get it at the same time you get the Sideshow. Or later sometimes. So I've been doing Sideshow a lot more.
I'm sorry, their wait is nowhere near as bad as it used to be. I mean,
I know it used to be 2 to 3 months
out.
2 or 3 months. Yeah.
Now it's like 2 weeks
within the first month. I think of people getting it in hand. I was like,
well, there's some figures that, like Trevor, you had ordered from like one of the Hong Kong dealers, and I had gotten it like weeks before you got yours for some odd reason, and I ordered from
I think
Sideshow.
it was Cad Bane, and there was something else too that was like that. It was one of the Mando figures or something like that.
Yes,
that
one dropped like
in
the same day almost here in the States. I don't know
like
how.
people were getting it from Sideshow faster than they were getting it from the Hong Kong dealers that they ordered from. So.
Boba Fett on the Throne, I think, was one of those.
Yes, Boba Fett.
I think Boba Fett on the Throne was one, and I thought there was something else. It was a Bo-Katan or something. I'm not sure, but I mean, no, don't worry about Sideshow. Waitlisting is a whole other thing. Like you may not get through.
You know what you're signing up for when you buy a wait list. It's a chance.
And like the wait list, I gotta say, like, okay, we'll get into this when we get to the Scarlet Witch, but the one downfall with them is the email system. Like the wait list, I find out about the wait list because I log in and I go check alerts, which I'm not doing every day. When I sign up for a wait list, I'm hoping that they're going to notify me that now I have a chance. And sometimes I don't get that email before it's gone. You know what I mean? Like their emails are not timely. Their email for the pre-order for Scarlet Witch was not timely.
It started. I got it
15 minutes after it started for the queue. And if I hadn't known about it, I probably would have been late and probably wouldn't have gotten it. But we'll get to that.
So you got a Scarlet Witch?
I did. We'll get to that.
Okay.
But I did.
Yeah,
I did.
Chopper.
I've
been drinking. I'm sorry, I get stupid.
You just started drinking, Miles. Come on.
Hey, I haven't had a beer in about 2 years. So
oh boy, this is going to be fun.
I might be naked in 5 more minutes.
Can we blur out screens from our end? Because I feel that might be necessary.
I could just cut his.
Is this all rated now?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, you can swear as much as you want. This isn't. For the kids.
Yeah, it kind of is. We'll definitely be demonetized if that happens. So Chopper, a figure that I bought a resin kit for this figure, this character, years and years ago that I had to paint myself, and I never got around to it, and it wasn't nearly as good as this. That's
a good one.
I saw that, and I didn't want to interrupt you, but it was funny.
Yeah, so Chopper. Now we're gonna get into this later, but my immediate, I loved Rebels.
I need mommy too.
Loved Rebels, and I was like, I'm ordering Chopper as soon as Chopper comes out, knowing that he was going to be in the show. I'm like, I'm getting him, and of course, he's using Hera here.
Yep.
Those actually look like leather boots, right? They kind of look thicker than leather, but
they look like the ones on Gamora a bit similar.
Well, the Gamora ones are plastic, right?
Oh, were they?
Yeah,
I
those
thought
are
no,
plastic. Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
But you said this is
They've just got that texture. But,
this is an adult show, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
No matter how good Hot Toys is, they're not going to make her backside look. Like,
Oh no, trust me.
And you can't help it.
Ewan will make sure that it happens
right
correctly. He will get his wife's ass done properly from Hot Toys. I guarantee it. I guarantee that's why it was half the frame during that show every time it was on screen.
Every time.
Like, no, pan to that butt. People got to know what I'm working with.
I'm not
He's
a
calling
man,
in.
I promise. But my God, they just kept going.
Yeah.
I know. Ewan's calling in.
There'll be a 3D file somewhere to drop it in after. Yeah, it's amazing.
I can't wait to get Chopper.
Beautiful.
This looks great.
It does. It really
I think
does.
it could be weathered a little bit more, but it is weathered.
Yeah.
It does look good.
It's not die cast though, right?
He's gonna be like
really?
Not as far as I know.
R2. R2's not really die-cast either.
No.
But the R2 has die-cast parts. I thought that the dome was die-cast. Is he not? I don't have it, so I don't know.
Yeah, one of them. I don't know if this particular model is because I don't have this one, but the one I have does have like a metal, a brushed metal. I don't know if it's die cast, but it's brushed metal.
This is the newest one that just came out because I didn't have one before this.
That's brushed metal on the top there. I don't know if it's die cast or not, but
it feels cool to the touch, like it is a metal, but
it is metal.
It's not that heavy though. It's not that heavy.
That's what I mean.
So
yeah,
he can sit there and have my beer with me. That way,
sometimes the weathering though on these prototype pictures is different when you get it, don't you? So sometimes you need a bit more. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was always like kind of
a little dirty.
Yeah,
messy.
he's a lot grimier in Rebels. Yeah, no, he's more.
For sure. I mean,
they cleaned him up a little bit on Ahsoka. It seemed like.
I was gonna say this does look like he looks in Ahsoka. It's a little
he had the oil bath.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna need to get now?
That was pre-rebellion. That was a rebellion, and then this is his post.
Just moderately cleaner. That's his post rebellion.
Yeah, they have a lot more access to oil baths and things.
I'm gonna need a really good Dutch figure to go with this guy.
Yeah.
I got where you're going with that. Doesn't even need to be said any further.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Good one.
Yeah. Lots of chopper gags.
There you go.
Into the chopper.
Anybody
picking this up?
Oh, I already bought
I want to know actually if you're picking this up, Trevor, because you were kind of alluding to the fact that you were really excited, and then they dropped this stuff, and then you didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna. I don't want. I'm not trying to get ahead of myself, but we're gonna talk about Ahsoka later on. I've had some epiphany over the last. It's probably gonna go out the window, but I just. Like I loved Rebels, right? I mean, I loved it because it was a cartoon. I mean, it was. I don't profess that was the greatest written, piece of Star Wars.
Not everything's going to be Andor. It's okay.
No, well, Andor has ruined me for a lot of things, but but there was Rogue One before that. But I still enjoyed Rebels a lot, and I love this team, and I love them, and. I ordered Sabine, and my plan was to have all the Rebels. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm feeling it now. I don't know if it's just like, hey, I gotta have these because they are who they are, or dude, I actually
when they're all together, when they're the ensemble, you'll probably really love it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know I will. I absolutely know I will. But I almost would rather have like maybe I don't want them from Sideshow, but like the cartoon versions of them to some degree.
Yeah.
I've been screaming for them since day one, man, because I want a Rebels cartoon version of Vader because I love the longer mask. And
that's the Ralph McQuarrie mask.
Yeah.
I mean, I have some good third-party sculpts for the Black Series figures, which look great. But Black Series is Black Series. I don't know. I love this. I'm gonna have to get Chopper. I mean, I don't know.
You got it.
So there's no price is throwing no one off on this figure, right? Was but me. I'm the only one who's like, that price is insane for this.
Oh no, it is. That's the other thing. Okay. The other thing is the price is
What's the price?
Nuts,
it's like $270.
240.
It's 240. Oh, is it 240? Yeah. It's still more than it should be for not metal. He's not metal. No description. Nowhere in the description they say the word metal. So
no, I don't think there's any light up features like there is on R2 on this either.
right.
No,
There's nothing that justifies it
Look, man,
being.
he's an old droid, man. He's just not as fancy as R2. I'm sorry.
No, I know, but I mean, like, a sound. I don't like sound chips, but there's nothing to justify the 240 price as far as I'm concerned. But
yeah, it'd be good if he grunts. That would be good.
yeah,
He just like comes with the square box.
I mean, these arms are pretty. This is pretty great articulation here to get to be able to adjust that.
Yeah.
And do that.
R2 can't do that. R2 just got straight arms.
There's a lot going on with it, but I just still don't think. I mean, I keep coming back to
macro.
It feels like these prices sometimes, and this is kind of what we're going to be talking about on the show, but it's getting up there, man. Like things are getting up there. I just remember doing the show years ago, and like 240 was like an average figure. You know what I mean? For
240 was like a Captain America or something like that.
You get
when I first started collecting Hot Toys, they were 185 was like the average price for a figure.
That
was a long time ago.
Production's gone up still because gas prices don't really come down.
Oh, absolutely, and this is all petroleum, man.
Totally.
So it's not all gouging for the sake of hitting our wallets, but
But put that next to Spider-Punk, which is $45 more, and he has a head sculpt with rolling eyes. He has like all this like extra stuff. So it's like it just size-wise and complexity and stuff like that. And maybe not Spider-Punk's not the good.
Also, that's Sony licensing as compared to Disney licensing, which is obviously nuts because everything we look at that comes out from that that parent company it's
more
outrageous.
expensive.
I mean, we look at stuff and it's like you got to be kidding me, but that's the way it is. I don't know how I skipped it, but let's go down to Miles.
Price isn't going to hold me back entirely. No, it did hold me back from the Good Smile Max Factory, whatever the 1/6 scale Guyver, because I was like $580. You're crazy, but for most part, if I'm into an IP or particularly a character, I'm going to spend that negligible $20-$30 difference because I want that 1/6 scale representation. Like Chopper.
I get it.
I said buy.
Yeah, if it's a negligible difference for sure. It's just like again, it's for $40 more. I can get their best regular size, like licensed with a likeness that's getting actors' rights and all that for a figure. So it's just like in my head, it's just like by backing that, by pre-ordering it, it's me saying I'm okay with this. Sure, it's like Rocket costing as much as he does, being this big versus Star-Lord being cheaper, and I don't understand it, so I can't
but I'm coming from a place where I left Rocket there at the store. I didn't buy it because it wasn't me. So, but yeah, I see where you're coming from. I mean, it makes total sense. I couldn't leave Chopper on the chopping block. I had to bring him home.
Miles G, this looks incredible too, man. This is really tempting. Again, I'm not going to do it because all these things are tempting, but I
commit, Trevor. And commit the whole line.
And like this, I'm not.
Do it now. You do the Chopper.
Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen it. He's in it very briefly. Maybe the next movie. Who knows?
Yes, the next movie. You see the title card for the next movie? It's all his colors.
No, of course. But like maybe the next movie will tempt me to pick up on this. I don't know. I don't need this yet. Well, as great as it looks.
He looks taller than regular Miles. It's kind of funny.
His
legs are a little bit further apart there.
Man, Facebook is unusable. There we go. Yeah. Wait a minute. I want to go back to that. That's all I wanted to do. There we go. Yeah, I mean, he is a different. Well, he's also in front of him too.
He's got shoes on, so he's got that little extra height from the shoes.
And
I'm already trying to track down those actual Nikes, though. I'm trying to find the 1/6 like Nikes for that. Nobody's got them that I can.
That he's wearing here.
Yeah. But keep your ears going for me. Let me know when
somebody will come out with them. They'll be out there when he gets out there. And
I want the actual kicks, man. I don't like these.
Again, this looks great. Love this mask.
I love it.
Incredible.
Yeah. This was one that like before like they started showing off all these figures and everything like that. I was like, I don't need the Miles Prowler. I kind of want the Uncle Aaron Prowler. I might get the Aaron Davis one. If
surprising that's not out.
I'm kind of shocked. They kind of like left the first movie in the dust because we never got a lot of the characters. But
Yeah,
going into
Peter
this one, I was
B.
like, I don't
got
need
Peter B.
Miles G. And then as soon as they showed the figure, I'm like, I need Miles G. And now I appreciate it. So
Yeah, never even got Peter B either from the first one.
nope. I'm shocked about that.
Yeah, that is shocking. All right,
When I did
so
my shot
jumping
with him, I
over
just used classic suit Spidey and left his head sculpt.
Jumping over to the Scarlet Witch. So now, this got thrown out there. We got two versions of the Scarlet Witch from Endgame. And this came out as soon as I finally got from the Devil's Workshop the WandaVision Scarlet Witch, which to me is my favorite costume because it's more comic book like. However, I plan to have that haired, and this base is nuts, man. I love the base, and I find it hard to like pass up a rooted hair figure, and I think this looks great. I think the likeness is really good. I think the likeness on the WandaVision one is good as well. But so you could get this. You could get this rooted, or you could get this with the sculpted hair. The rooted went well. They both went live, honestly. Thursday. Yesterday.
Yeah, very recently. So yesterday.
Yesterday at noon Eastern Standard Time. I love how this says stunning hair craftsmanship. I still love it.
If you can't toot your own horn, who's going to toot it for you?
First of all, it remains to be seen because I don't know. Does anybody have the Wonder Woman in hand yet? I'm not even.
Look, let me interject something real quick. You guys probably not gonna like this, man. Looking at this picture right here, I am not impressed with her hair. It looks like my '84 Golden Armor Wonder Woman kind of hair. It looks like that polyester hair that a Barbie doll uses. Just using some actual good product to put it down. It doesn't look at the top of her hairline. It looks like a wig on her head. I hope to God she is, for the people that paid for her, she is much better looking than that to them in hand. Because right now I'm
I will give you that. I don't think that Hot Toys has the rooting down as InArt does yet. They don't know exactly what they're doing here yet. It is good. It is an improvement over the synthetic stuff. And I think this is good, as much as people said like it is a little over curled, but it can settle.
It's not the curl, it's that flat top type. The way it's attached to the head of the top is what really bothers me. It looks
like it's
a wig. It looks like a wig on her head.
Bad. I think it's the rooting along the top of the head, like it's got to come underneath here a little bit, and it may not. It may just all be sort of centered around this. I mean, there's got to be some more down here.
Cloud sees it. It looks weird.
I see what you're saying for sure. It does not bother me as much, but also I'm not one who's pre-ordering this, so I'm not going to stare at it on my shelf.
I have a whole other spew to go on about that pre-ordering this figure when you guys are done. I'll let you go.
I think part of why I ordered the Wonder Woman is because I wanted to see I probably am not going to hang on to that, but I wanted to see how they did. You know what I mean? Before something else came out like this. And unfortunately, that I have not gotten that in hand yet. We'll see if that ever happens. But I thought that the setting looked pretty good. See, there's places where I think it looks good here. It hides it enough. You know what I mean? What's that?
So they zoomed out.
No. I mean, it looks a little different here. It looks a little flatter near the top of her head. I mean, these two images going back, if I could,
isn't that just the crop of that one though?
No, I mean, look at how it looks a little flatter here, and you can style this a little bit. You know what I mean? God, Facebook is useless. Hang on, let me refresh this. See if that works. There we go. I mean, there's differences right here, just the way this is raised and the way that it's sort of flat to her head here. I don't think it looks that bad.
Yeah, I mean, and Cloud is right. It might look better under softer light. I mean, there are times when I see a figure that they put on here and they like buy our figure and it's just not lit flatterly.
No.
Well at all.
And if anything, it's a little, it's got a little bit too much volume. But man, this
I do
base
like
is
the volume
insane.
though; it looks good. My only complaint is the color; it's a little.
Yeah, the color is
light.
way too light.
Yeah,
You think so?
It looks
yeah.
a little Ronald McDonald-y and a little less Scarlet Witch.
She's a strawberry blonde there, not a brunette redhead kind of thing.
And again, it could be the way they produce the picture. You know?
Yeah, it could be that. It could be
got
the lighting because it's under studio lighting. We'll see.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I
looked
managed
at
to
pictures
get
from
one.
the movie and it looked good.
And I thought it went a lot smoother than the Anakin one did. That's a queue system, so you basically you log in to the RSVP, or you had to have RSVP'd ahead of time. You would get a link in your email that I never got until about 5 minutes after it went live. So I didn't bother with that. I went right to the RSVP page, and it put me in the queue. And when I got out of it, it threw me back to the RSVP page. Now, somebody said that probably I should have emptied my cache, and it would have taken me to the order page. Who the hell is going to know that? You know what I mean? That's a little bit of bullshit on their part, but I made it. I find it. You go to search. I searched for it. I found the product page. I ordered it. No problem. I think they had about 1,000 based on the amount that they kept updating you as to what percentage of sale of sold out it was. And I had 366 people in front of me when I got in, and by the time I was done, it was about 50% sold out. So I'm going to guess that was about a 500 level. So I'm going to guess they had around 1,000 for a sideshow.
It lasted about an hour on the site, which is a lot longer than the other Artisan editions.
Well, that was also the rooted hair version too. You could order both of them at the same time. So whether or not this was sold out after I ordered mine, because it was about a half an hour before the rooted hair one was sold out. I think I would say.
No, the other thing I was going to mention earlier, like I said, I didn't want to dump all at once. Is look at all the collectors that almost offloaded entire Marvel inventory after Endgame was done and nothing good was coming out. I mean, is this figure really going to hold that almost $600 value? Well, that's because I feel like people are going to get this in hand and already have plans to sell it off because they're just done with the IP, much less whatever it looks like. But
that kind of feeds into kind of what we want to talk about tonight, which is this is kind of one of those figures, along with the InArt stuff that we're going to get to, that is this version of the rooted hair, which ended up being almost $500, as compared to the sculpted hair version, which is still up there. I don't know how much that was, but I think it was $350 or something like that.
There's no drive for that in-game content anymore. Nobody really wants it. They're buying the
but I mean, Scarlet Witch is still around as a character, and I think it depends on, like, for me, again, like I collect Avengers, like I collect my favorite looks for them, and again, like WandaVision was kind of my favorite look for her. Some people like the Multiverse of Madness look for her. This is the one we've seen, more often than not. But yes, is this going to hold value? I don't think any of this stuff is going to hold value, honestly, over the long haul. Like, there's going to come a point where people are like, aged out of this. These are old movies. Maybe there'll be nostalgia for it, and maybe this will be a piece that people will be clamoring for later on because you can't get anything like this. But the world we're living in is that they're probably, if there's a clamor for it, they'll make another one. So, and at that time it'll be silicone sculpting or something like that.
I think that people who are buying a lot of these things specifically because of the holding value thing are getting into it perhaps for the wrong reason, and they're only going to lead to being upset. Because I feel like, as Trevor said, like, look how many Anakins we've gotten recently where, closer to when those movies came out, Hot Toys wasn't really around, all this stuff wasn't happening. But even when they started doing this stuff, like, we got one, it was okay. But then they always will improve, and they'll always come out with another one down the line. To say this will be the last Scarlet Witch in this suit that they'll do is crazy. Like, they'll definitely do more. It'll look better somehow. Mm-hmm. Will always be another bigger, better one. So, I think people who like that character are going to get it. And
I think my point might have gotten just a little lost. I think what I meant to say is, at the price point that she is, because of this rooted hair and the fact that the IP is, Marvel isn't. I mean, Loki's pretty decent. I'm not going to spoil any of that, but the Marvel IP is starting to get a little bruised here, and people are getting a little softer. I mean, her sculpted version is still sitting. I mean, people are buying the rooted just for the new hotness, and I see collectors all the time. I won't name names, but I mean, there's one collector I pay attention to. He went clamoring for a figure, and now he's got it up for sale, trying to get the same he put in.
Okay, counterpoint, Moz, as we were just talking about with Chopper.
Yeah,
honestly, in my mind, Star Wars IP, like the Marvel IP,
yes, agreed.
Not That's doing what I was that say. Great. What? And you're jumping on Chopper. Is anybody going to want Chopper in 4 or 5 years? I mean, is that even? I mean, like Choppers are droids, so I mean, yeah, he'll probably be another thing. But I mean, the Sabine with this actress playing Sabine, is it going to be popular, or is it going to be something that people like? That was meh. Who cares? You know what I mean?
But you're getting hit for an Iron Man with this figure, is what I'm saying. With
cost-wise, yes.
With Chopper, I mean, you're not getting hit that hard. You can kind of.
You are getting hit hard with Chopper. It's all relative.
Droid?
Yeah, it's relative.
It's a lot easier to swallow than 500.
It depends what you're into.
Yes, the rooted hair. Like this is the thing. Rooted hair. Yes, I agree. Like I don't know if this is the best. I mean, but then what again is the best we're used for rooted hair? You know what I mean? And the more it's done, the cheaper it potentially could get. You know what I mean? As they get better at it, it's still a lot of hand work. There's no getting around it. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be an expensive thing, and on its own, if you hire out an artist, besides this Tina, what is her name? Tina? I think it's Tina.
Yeah,
her prices are ridiculous. I don't know how she's doing it. I don't know. She's
her Bo-Katan was pretty good.
The Bo-Katan was great. I've seen her prices though, and I because I mean normally a rooted hair job by somebody who's good is a $300 prospect right there. You know what I mean? Easily. Anyway, I'm not throwing her prices out there, but like it's expensive. So yeah, I mean it adds a lot to the price of a figure.
Yeah. No, I understand.
But is it worth it for? I know what you're saying. Is it worth it for that character? Is that character so? It depends on what you want. This is kind of like what we're talking about. Do you want that best representation, the best looking? If you feel that you may not even like the hair, but I mean, like, is that the best representation you can get of a character that you like? And that's what you want to do, as opposed to the people who are like, well, I've got to have Scarlet Witch from Endgame, I've got to have Scarlet Witch from Avengers, I've got to have Scarlet Witch from like. I'm not doing that. Like I would like the best. The more I'm thinking about things, the more I want to like scale down and sell out and like just get characters I care about. Because I've got stuff on the shelf that I'm like, do I even care? I've got 4 Boba Fett's from the Book of Boba Fett. I didn't hate the Book of Boba Fett as much as other people did, but I didn't really like the Book of Boba Fett. Why do I need 4 Boba Fett's from the Book of Boba Fett? You know what I mean?
Because you said you were going to buy every single Boba Fett. That's why
I did. But
you literally said that on the last show.
Dumb.
Like, I need every single
that is
Boba
dumb.
Fett.
That is past, Trevor, and that is.
Well, we'll come back in another 3 weeks and see how current Trevor is feeling about the banner.
Yeah.
We should move away from Scarlet Witch and talk about a different figure at this point, I think.
Okay, well, I mean, that was kind of the...
it depends on your collecting strategy, doesn't it? It's all down to that, really. I mean, at the end of the day.
Agreed.
Well, that is kind of what we're like. What I want to talk about. Where we're going to jump into the InArt stuff, which is kind of like that next level of production, and a lot of the rooted hair. Although not everything has rooted hair. I do want to just touch on really quickly
this thing.
See, I like that flash.
Joseph arrived at just the right time for this. He's been waiting.
Okay, Paul. Then this is all you, buddy.
Do you not like it?
Why?
Why? Well, no, I'm not going to buy it, but I do like the body. I just like the weathering on it. But I guess I don't know. I love the movie. I really like the movie.
I thought the movie was good too. I liked it.
Yeah. See there, it looks better.
I didn't care for the movie. I watched it. It was better than some, but I honestly like a couple of months before I had watched the DC animated version of Flashpoint, and it was great.
Oh, you can't compare it. That's one of the
It's
best.
phenomenal.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And well, you have to compare it because you're basically watching the same story.
No,
And like when I'm
it's-
watching this,
okay.
I'm like, oh god, this is
They
not
just
good.
made all the
man.
wrong choices with this one. I mean,
This was
everyone-
the bastardization of that story. I
Yeah.
think.
Well, of course, but I mean, this is the movie, and like, if you had a good story and you're doing a bastardization of it, it's not going to be a good movie. That's all.
It was a fun movie. I found it to be fun.
again.
yeah,
Subjective.
okay, all right, yeah, it's subjective. It's all subjective, right? I know, and Tom, you're a Flash
I am a Flash
aficionado,
guy.
man. You're a Flash guy. Is this something that you have any temptation for?
Hell no. I can't buy much to what we were talking about before this episode started.
That's what
I
I'm getting
cannot
at.
but I can't buy an Ezra Miller figure.
Exactly,
because
that's what I'm
cannot
gonna say.
support Ezra
Is that
Miller.
affecting it? Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Is that the
Can you
effect?
stop putting that?
I know.
I like that the stop motion. You keep teasing me with it.
All right, we're not that's for on the stop motion show.
We,
We're doing
Tom, we need a different Ezra.
What is the
Look at
difference,
all
what is the
Facebook.
difference between these? I honestly I didn't look at this. So what is the difference? Is there a difference between these two versions?
Well, he's wearing the Batman costume that he made.
No. I know
No,
that. Oz.
I thought there was only one version of it. Hang on. I
No,
have
there's
the
a
page open.
deluxe version and a regular version, and I don't know what
No,
the
one's with
deluxe
the buck
version
teeth
comes with.
picture. I don't know.
Deluxe comes with a head sculpt with the
Oh,
unmasked.
it's
Has another
unmasked
strongbow, please.
Yeah,
Somebody.
you're right.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
right.
Strongbow.
Well, nobody's buying that one.
Yeah, who needs that?
Not me.
The
I
Unmasked?
mean, it's not even very good. Honestly.
You're stretching
I don't
it with
think
It's
the Flash
not?
figure
Are
itself
you
from that.
crazy? That's a
you
great
think
head
this
sculpt.
is great.
That
Yeah,
looks
that's
just
not bad.
like that actor.
Hey, it looks like
I don't think
Credence.
his eyes. I don't think his eyes look right.
Yeah,
Oh, I think
it's
it
not
looks
far
spot on.
off. Yeah, it's good.
I think he looks a little. Yeah,
Is that
Well, like I
Credence?
say,
I know
Yeah,
he's
Harry
youngish,
Potter?
but I think he
Yeah.
looks more haggard in that movie.
He was
I
in
think
Harry
he looks-
Potter.
I don't know.
Well,
I think it's.
Anyway,
I think it's a 9. I don't think it's a 10. Well,
It's not
maybe
great.
Okay.
Is it?
yes, it's a 9,
Maybe an
but
8.
I would say most sculpts are like that are really good.
Well,
or
I was gonna
9.
say an 8. It might be an
Okay,
8.
yeah,
The
fine,
eyes
fine.
there's something wrong with the eyes. I don't know what's going on with the eyes, but
No, that's the
See,
way
that's
he
typically good to
looks, man.
customize and make it into a Joker colors. That's all I'm seeing.
I think what you're seeing in the eyes is because the one on the
That's-
left hand
that's
side
what
was
I
staring at us and the other one was not. I think whoever just turned those eyes did not match up.
well, yeah,
one.
the purrs are not
Yeah.
very well done.
Yeah.
But
It's
That's
got
all.
separate rolling eyes, so there you go. Somebody didn't
Yeah,
line it
it'll
up.
fix it.
I think these look better. I think these
Cheekbone-
look
the
more like
cheekbones are
him
good.
than
Yeah.
this does for some reason.
think you're
don't know
crazy.
why. All right. I'm not getting it anyway. Neither.
Nobody's
neither are
buying
you.
No,
that.
neither am I. I
Nobody's
don't
buying
care.
Nobody's buying that.
No, I know some people who would.
Not
Give me
even
one
Ezra's
skill
mom's
with
buying
him
that.
and, Sandman. That's what I want.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. I'm gonna jump over to. I'm actually gonna jump over to this. This is Justin's collections page. He had somebody there at the Shanghai Wonder Festival taking
He
some
was
great
there.
pictures.
Yeah, he was there.
Oh yeah, you're right. He was there.
The
Yeah,
video
right.
of
He-
him standing there
he
next
did
to
the
that
tour, yeah.
Batman as it
Yeah.
falls because the
That's right.
mask-
He did the tour of the booth. That's right. So
There you go.
shout out to Justin. I mean, we're just going backwards on this Batman. Obviously, this is getting closer to releasing. I hope this looks
Mhm.
incredible.
It does.
So this is like, again, like this looks fine. The sculpted hair one looks okay. If that's all we had an option for, I think it looks good. But I mean, this is what I want. You know what I mean? This looks incredible. This looks
with a better base.
yeah, with the
With
the base. Meh, I don't care about the base, but yes, it is a better base.
Well, no, I'm saying he fell over in
Great paint
Justin's
job.
walkthrough.
Okay, yeah, okay. With a better magnetic base, yes. They do need to improve the magnetic base.
They need to just give you the crotch grabber and say, you know what, we fucked up.
No, I like the magnetic base. I need the
My
whole thing to
Joker
be magnetic.
My
over,
Joker's
man.
never
Oh,
fallen
man.
over.
My Joker's
My Joker
never
is-
I'm on a
fallen over.
concrete slab, so it's not my floor shaking or nothing. He just, after a month of standing there, he just went,
Dude, I live in California. We get earthquakes all the time, and my Joker is just fine over there. So I don't know what's up with yours. Line them up better on those
he's now
magnets.
got a crotch grabber. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to have him fall again.
Well, I mean, you can get a crotch grabber, a simple crotch grabber, if you would need the crotch grabber. But I don't know. I like.
Why I'm not completely turned off of InArt. I'll buy a crotch grabber. Then.
Here's one place where I think that the sculpted, at least on InArt here, is. I don't think this looks great.
No, that looks like a wig. We're talking about wigs.
Something looks weird here, and I can't tell what. It's like a curve. Or it's the way it's falling over the head that it kind of falls down and then goes out. It's everything's going like backwards.
The hair is poofing out too far from the head up there.
Well, there's no separation. Like the biggest thing with hair is like you have different, that your hair goes down this way and over here, and then the front goes back a little bit and comes.
You guys shouldn't be talking about hair. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I used to have hair and a lot of it.
Phenomenal.
So I know this.
How long ago was that? No.
It was a long time ago. I remember it very vividly. I had all sorts of products. And
my beard's almost long enough to tie up. Like that dude.
But here's a case where I think that in this case, I'm kind of glad I didn't go for the Bruce Wayne look. There's a lot even in the clothing that I don't like here. I don't know. There's something weird about that. But this looks fine. I mean, this is what we had.
Quality of InArt. I was kind of shocked when
it doesn't like right. It looks a little bulky. It looks a little more. God, it's not. All right, it's not Big Chief level, but it's
getting
more
there,
Hot Toys. It's more Hot Toys level. You know what I mean? Which is like
I think they're spreading themselves too thin. They got a lot of projects now. They're trying to shove down the pipe at us.
Do you think so? Because they're not producing them in the speed that they're coming out with them. I mean, even with the stuff that they showed us, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Like I mean, a lot of it didn't look great. Let me make sure that I'm in the right place here. We got
I didn't like the Dumbledore, the Superman.
No, Superman I want to like because their their Clark Kent looked really good. I thought, but their Superman for some odd reason just didn't hit.
His nose is too thin. It's like pinched right here.
Speaking of Dumbledore, let's jump in on this.
I didn't like Dumbledore.
I thought this looked pretty good.
I think that looks like Star Ace. Just gonna say
go look back at Richard Harris again, man. It looks nothing like him.
Yeah, it's not something I'm like intimately familiar with. I mean, I know what Richard Harris looked like, but like in terms of like Harry Potter, I've seen the movies a couple times, but like I'm not like. So I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, he's not rugged.
I think I'm looking at the hair.
He's too nice.
Okay. Yeah,
his nose is too big,
too clean, too smooth.
Yeah, he's a lot more grizzled.
It looks a little soft, like just overall, which is why I made the Star Ace joke.
It's almost like a mixture of Gambon and it's like if they had a child.
The two guys. Yeah. I was wondering if they were going to give you two head sculpts with,
Why is one sleeve longer than the other? What's up with that?
It's wizard style.
Wizards.
That is the style of wizards at the time.
That's where all the magic is.
Very fashionable.
Yeah. Not those sleeves.
Where you keep this one is the one where you keep the bouquet of flowers. So when you go,
okay. Definitely want that Phoenix.
Phoenix looks great. The accessories look great. Yeah, the one thing I wish about InArt was with these things. I wish that they would like put out even on like a sign somewhere that these are prototypes because everybody gets. I mean, I think everybody in the community who is collecting them already or is, reading 1/6 Republic on a daily basis understands that these are prototypes and that they've already improved. They've showed Aragorn, which looked terrible the first time they showed it, and then looked incredible the next time you saw it. It was more towards production, but put a sign up that says that these are prototypes and these are not final. And we all kind of know that, but it's like I don't know. People get really upset.
They're really good about expressing that on Instagram. I believe on the post they were like, "Please let us know what you thought of these and let us know where we can improve. We're listening."
Sure.
Yeah.
But this looks really up good. Here.
Yeah.
I think the sculpt looks.
That's what I was talking about. The sculpt.
Almost there. He's got a better close up of it. I hate this this half plastic, half rooted hair crap. I don't like this at all. I didn't
they're
like
doing the Ashes thing
Legolas
with the hair.
I hate it. Tell me what I got to spend to get a complete rooted version of this. I mean, listen, Asmus did this with Gimli. Not as intricate. I get it.
Legolas
braids, but the braids were incredible on Gimli. Like they did a great job with the braids, so it can be done. but it's going to be expensive probably, which is probably why they're going with this route. But it's also yellow, which it's not supposed to be yellow unless that's.
No, I was going to say it looks bleach blonde. I'm not.
Yeah, really weird.
Yeah.
I think this outfit is a strange choice.
Well, can she take off that coat and it's a different outfit?
Cosplaying as Daenerys? Is that what that is?
What's that?
Is that number 6 cosplaying as Daenerys?
It's a
Battlestar Galactica reference.
Yeah.
I think the season 7, the black outfit would have been a better.
Yeah.
Choice. Unless that's something underneath here.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Yeah. So here's a sculpt. I think the sculpt is. What would you give the sculpt?
7, maybe
8.5. I would say
Better than that.
Lighting's so bad. Only.
What's that, Paul?
I say the lighting's so bad. They could have done so much better.
Yeah, it is pretty bad. But I mean, they're going with the lighting that they had in the booth. Obviously,
Sure.
I know that's Amelia Clark though from a distance, and it instantly read to me like it wasn't even off when I didn't look at. I'll be honest, I did not look at any of the close-ups because I'm not getting it anyway.
Yeah.
So like from a distance,
the eyebrows, yeah, it's good. And they
did a great job with the eyebrows. The eyebrows are spot on. I give it an 8.5 too. I think that's a pretty good. I think it's there. I'm not really even sure.
I think
what's
your
wrong.
jaw's
It may just be
narrow.
somewhere around the cheeks.
She's got a rounder face.
What's that?
She's got a rounder face though. I think the jaw's too narrow.
I
don't know.
No,
It could be the light though, because you even have that jaw.
At this point in the show, she was older though. When she was younger, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Which I would have rather had like the blue dress, the Mother of Dragons version that the 3.0 did, but didn't do well at all.
You gotta get me the Khaleesi one, not the pompous one, man.
Yeah, that's what I want too. Yeah, or that season 7 thing where you can have everybody kind of in that black, look.
it should be that for Memoriam on the show that just dropped off the face of the earth.
The way the show ended, I want the
all
black.
should be wearing black.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Then,
What a sad.
I know. It's
That was crushing. That was.
It really was.
Okay.
And what's more crushing is that George is like, I don't know what the hell he's doing, but like
he's never going to finish the books because
not now.
of that show. I
one of
think
those things where his like son or his cousin has to finish the books or something because he's gone.
I need to know if you guys plan on upgrading your Thorins to this or not.
So it's funny, like that. I mean, here we go. This feeds right into what we're talking about. So we loved the Asmus Thorin. That was like on one of our top 10 lists, I think, a few years ago, and I thought it looked great. I always thought the hair was a bit unruly, but like you could work with it.
Yep.
But you didn't have this curl, which is actually what he has. The outfit, looking at it, was pretty accurate looking, but it didn't have like these individual, as far as I know.
Yeah. Oh, it had the individual things. Yeah, it had those individual things. Yeah, I play with them a lot whenever I'm playing with that figure.
Okay,
that's fine.
I feel
but they nailed his face. Like that is Richard Armistice. Like that looks like him with the fake nose and all that.
Incredible. Yes, exactly. I think this looks amazing. Like this series wasn't great, but I mean,
I still love the first movie a lot.
Yes,
I don't know why. Like the first Hobbit movie was just great.
Yes,
I kind of wish they just finished the story in that. They're like, okay.
Well, I think they wanted to, or do 2 movies, and of course that hit the same snag that we were talking about earlier. That somebody else got
New
involved.
Line was like, no trilogies. People buy trilogies.
Yeah. We need 3 movies. Like this is going to be great.
Well, that and Guillermo del Toro stepped out of it, and it went back to Peter Jackson, who didn't want to do it anyway. So
exactly, yeah. Well, it was a mess by then, and they had cut all their budget and everything. But I'd be hard pressed not to get this.
I'm just trying to figure out myself. I know we were talking about this earlier about the pricing and whatnot. If Thorin is a character that I need to spend $500, $600 on or not, because I got the Asmus one for like $160. So like, of course that was a no-brainer. Like that was of course I'll buy this for $160. But for $500, I like Thorn a lot.
Well, it's like,
again, I like that movie.
You could take the Asmus one, and the thing with the Asmus one is it was a good sculpt. It was a decent sculpt.
Yeah, it was.
The hair was like that synthetic, and it was like a little unruly, and like you could get it into a position where it looked pretty good. And that's him. You know what I mean? If you were to take that and you said, like, listen, I'm going to upgrade this. Somebody's going to do a custom sculpt. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to have somebody paint it for $200. I'm going to have somebody hair it for probably $300. $500 now turns into a $650 figure because you paid $180 or almost $700 figure because you paid $180 for the figure to begin with. So if this is $450 in that range, it's all about that hair, man. Like it's like and the likeness and the quality and the details and they do have to. I did get Gandalf in last week. He looks amazing.
To get my Gandalf.
They got to work on their packaging because my the envelope, the bag with the envelope, the moth, and the ring was opened, and I can't find the one ring anywhere. So I don't know if it. Yeah, I don't think I got a one ring, so which sucks. But there's details like on the pants that the Collector Weekly guys were talking about. Zach and kind of called them on the staffs and stuff like that, and they got to get that stuff right if they're going to charge this kind of money. That's the kind of stuff that custom people want in their figures. Paul, are you a Lord of the Rings guy?
Not particularly, no. I mean, I like it, but I'm not collecting anything.
More
got
Star
Game
Wars
of Thrones stuff. Yeah, I got Game of Thrones stuff, but yeah, no, I like. Yeah, I mean, the Tolkien we did at school and stuff like that, and I like a band called Marillion, which is named after Silmarillion and stuff like that. That's my only connection. So
gotcha. that is a remote connection, then.
Yeah, it's a deep, definitely.
Marillion. This is still looking incredible. Cannot wait to get this. This looks amazing.
I think that's what I'm most excited for InArt that's coming out currently. Like, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump over here because this does have a good rundown of the figures here. Anybody into the soups? Speaking of kind of Maz, what you were talking about, like, is anybody going to care about an IP in a while? Like, this is an IP that's now changed up, and
we don't know what's happening, do we? Yeah.
Unfortunately,
we're going to have another
Superman
in like 2 or 3 years. As much as everybody loved Cavill as Superman, or thought,
I got rid of mine. I had the black one. I got rid of mine. But, I do want a good Christopher Reeves. That one day I'll get that because he's my Superman.
If they fix up the Christopher Reeves by the time it goes up for pre-order, that is the next InArt that I will pre-order.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. I can't imagine they're not going to. I think this looks incredible. I think they did an amazing job with this. The body looks great. The head sculpt looks great, and they did make tweaks to it based on people's feedback, so that's good.
Yeah, his hair looks a little less six head, like his forehead. Like they gave him a really gnarly hairline in the original.
Yeah, they really pushed it back, man. They really pushed it back. But yeah, I'd be happy with this. I just don't feel like getting into like an IP that's kind of like over that I didn't really care for to begin with. So
it's another danger.
We looked at this already.
I know it's off topic. I'd say it's a bit off topic, but it's the whole thing with pre-orders and getting into it now and then later on IP. Things change, don't they? And you're right. I mean, you could be in a couple of years' time and go, God, do I really want this? And something happened. Yeah. I don't know. It's tough in this game to. You've got to really want to hang your hat on this thing if you want something.
Yeah, you kind of hope that you're buying the things that you're really into besides just the fact that it's a one-off movie. Even if it is just a singular movie or something like that, you really have to like and love that thing, and it has to connect with you.
Well, it's like kind of elite. Yeah. I'll give you an example. Alita. There's no reason. I just absolutely adored that movie. Great character, just lovely, beautiful figure. So I just had to do it. But I do want one with hair if I can get one. But
if she had rooted hair, I would have bought the Alita a long time ago, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember when they first showed that figure with rooted hair. Hot Toys' rooted hair looked atrocious on it to the point where I was real happy that they fixed it. And did sculpt it. However, these days I would love to see them attempt an Artisan. I don't think that's one that they'll do for that. But yeah, I agree with you.
Well, part 2 is in the works. It's
yes,
yeah,
Yeah, I'm excited.
but there's a recency bias too. You know what I mean? That Last of Us, like as soon as I watched it, it was incredible. Like there was, not all the way through, I would give it an 8, but there was some episodes that were incredible, and really loved both the actors that were in it. And I'm like, oh, I need figures. Like, wait a minute. do I need figures, of everything? And like this is where I am with like Walking Dead. Like I bought, every Walking Dead figure almost every Walking Dead figure that was available until I didn't like the show anymore, and it didn't last. It didn't hold up throughout the entire series. And then I was kind of like, am I just buying these because of like, member berries, and I really loved, the way it was, and don't I just need Rick and maybe Daryl to represent that and be like, hey, there's Walking Dead. I liked Walking Dead.
You need T-Dog. You need T-Dog to represent.
Yeah, T-Dog would have been great.
If you read the comics, yeah, you do need T-Dog, but otherwise, no.
Yeah. So, it feeds into it. It definitely feeds into it. And now you're spending even more money on some of this stuff. This movie, I really liked, and I rewatched several times, and I think it's going to be the start of something. It's really the only thing I've liked from DC in many, many years. Outside of the Nolan Batman. So
you're not keen on Joker?
Oh no! Oh well, that's true. Joker. No, that's right. Joker. Yeah, I love Joker.
Oh yeah,
Joker was
we should look at that figure.
His shoulders are.
Yeah, we will. We'll get to that. It's coming up. Okay, so again, this is prototype. You can even tell, like, they 3D printed these things like a week ago, right? Like it's not even. They're not even trying here with diorama.
Yeah.
The body, I think, is close.
His shoulders.
The stitching around
they got
the
bunching.
look
At the shorts. They're even bunched out here. You know that this is not the way this thing is going to look. And this sculpt is just way off, man. It is way off.
Christopher Reeves had a big build, man. His shoulders should be a lot bigger than that.
Yeah.
The shoulders were rounder, but he had a very like a very
well, yeah, that's how the midsection,
a little bit like he was a little more.
He had that Atlas body from old comics.
Yes, very much so. Yeah,
that was the fitness body back then, wasn't it? It's like David Prowse.
Absolutely.
David Prowse had the same body. He was when you probably didn't see him out of Darth Vader, but if you ever saw him as the Green Cross Code Man, it's exactly the body he had. Yeah,
absolutely. That's a perfect. Yeah, the Atlas body is the perfect description to that. The Clark Kent looks better.
I think it looks. I think that Clark Kent looks pretty good.
But still,
I'd be happy with that. It's still not great, but it's like I thought it was really solid, and they actually captured that smirk really well that he had.
But you can tell even the coat here looks really stiff. You know, I mean, that's not the way that's going to look. You know what I mean? If they make that out of a material that's going to be like a. I mean, like even the thing that came with Rorschach, the Spot or whatever the Susu Toys one was called, Herman.
It almost looks like a tailor first cut. If a tailor does your first cut.
Exactly.
And Cloud Foxwell, man, I agree with you. His nose is way too narrow. It's like he's got a clothespin pinching his nose.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
Both of them.
And if you guys see any comments, please bring them up because I'm paying attention.
Oh, there's tons of comments.
Well, bring them up here.
I don't have the
well, not you can, but Tom and
that's about Henry Cavill Superman. We have Oilers making some Aragorn quotes.
Well, that's kind of how I feel too, Angel. It's like I don't need a figure of waste of potential. Like I think Cavill, Man of Steel wasn't terrible. It's just that I think of Superman as like he's a Boy Scout, and he's a little more like
Man of Steel was
Christopher
terrible.
Reeve was like this kind of like, hey, I'm trying to save everybody and make everybody happy and be part of this world. You know what I mean? And Cavill was they just wrote him angry. Like he was just like everything was just dark and like
he wasn't as pure, was he?
That's Batman, man. That's
Snyder didn't understand the core of the character.
Yeah,
which
I think
is fine.
Snyder would have benefited for watching Kill Bill when David Carradine's character explains Superman and Clark Kent to Beatrix, because If he had watched that and listened, we would have had a totally different movie. Just saying.
Mm.
True. And shout out to Batman statue collector, whose footage I'm kind of stealing here. So these are statues. Do we go into? I thought we went into the Joker. If not, I guess we don't. He doesn't have any of that. All right, let me jump back over to Justin's collection here. I think where they have some pictures.
Oh, that Arthur Fleck Joker.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is going to be John from InArt, who's kind of their spokesman for them.
Nice, Kirby. Nice.
Said, oh, nice, cool, that's great. The X19 is awesome. I kind of had the feeling that this was what it was, but you had to have something that was at least over $1,000 to in order.
That's what he said, right?
Joker.
It's going to be over 1,000.
Yeah.
That was his quote.
In order to do a Joker, because we kept seeing statues come out, and we're like, why is Hot Toys not doing a Joker? Like, I understand that McFarlane probably can't do it because that's going to be on the shelves at Target and stuff like that. So it's about a killer. It's violent. It's a PG-13 or R. I don't even remember.
This was R.
They do the Joker that laughs, or the Batman that laughs. Like, you do murderous things all the time. So what's the difference?
I don't know. DC's weird, man. Like, really weird. And these are adult collectibles. Like, what kid is getting a $280, $300 figure? Like, at that point, like, don't you think that that's out of the hands of kids?
Mm.
But okay, $1,000. So
I don't know. Look at the pricing of some Legos.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but no kid is buying those. That's
I don't think many
buying
kids have seen this movie. Hopefully not.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. Like, what kid even cares about this? Like, Mom, I want a Joaquin Phoenix figure for $400. So it's got to be $1,000. So this is going to be at least a 2-pack. And what it looks like is it's a 2-pack.
Like a 3-pack.
No, what I understand is a 2-pack of bodies, and you can switch out this outfit into the Dr. Clown outfit that he had in the hospital. So you get 2 bodies, and you can have 2 different looks.
Are you getting 2 sets too? Are you getting like that backdrop of the studio as well as his makeup?
I think you're getting the backdrop of the studio. Whoops,
that looks so good.
So good. Let's just look at that for a second.
Just linger on.
Trevor, do you even Facebook me in?
Drinking Richard Armistice is
this is a mess. I mean, everything's all over the place, so we're gonna have to go here. There are some tailoring issues with this.
Yeah, that looks too big for him.
Well, it's supposed to be a little baggy on him, but I don't think the material that they're picking is right here. And this is, you can tell on the vest, even on the other shot, that this is quickly sewn. It's very bunchy in here. It shouldn't be like that, but it's a prototype. I totally get it. Excuse me. I think the sculpt looks good.
Yeah, the hand looks good. The wrinkles.
They actually did get these cuffs and the jacket right, which I have 2 customs, and neither one of them got the fact that this cuff, the sleeves are almost too short on this jacket. Like, the cuffs stick out a lot, no matter what position he's in, which is interesting. It's kind of like the pants; they're very high. Like the suit doesn't fit him. Let's see if I can find another one here. So this is the clown look.
Yeah.
So it looks like you're getting 3 sculpts.
I guess his eyes probably move because most of the figures are eyes move. Whoever closed his eyes there just did not do well.
I think this looks incredible.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one.
And they don't have to worry about purrs here, but the hair.
How are you going to open his eyes though? Or that's the only thing you can do with that sculpt? I mean,
that's all you can do. That's it.
That's makes me wonder if that's going to be an actual thing that they're going to do, or is it going to be like a special edition where you get a 3rd body? Because if you can't do anything else with that sculpt, I mean,
but that sculpt, that is a display pose. I think. Of all of the stuff we've seen of that Joker, that looked the best.
If you look, it's the same underlying body. This comes off that scene. He takes off the coat, the doctor coat. He takes off the jacket,
head for that one pose.
and is left with, this outfit.
Yeah.
And
He's
then
doing
he
the
takes
dancing.
off, obviously, he takes off the hat and he goes off into the bathroom and stuff. And
the bathroom.
Amazing. Like, I would hope that it comes with this diorama.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I hope so.
I would have loved if they had 2 dioramas, like a bathroom diorama for the other one.
I thought they did. I guess not. I mean, again, I didn't look.
I don't see it unless it's. At first, I
Well,
thought maybe the
like
back, because this is the back of the other one.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to make that
this
quick.
This is not final. I can't imagine that if they're going to give you 2 figures, and one is specific to this look of this character, this version of him, they're not going to give you another diorama backdrop for the other version of him. But who knows?
Yeah, Angel, I agree with you. That closed eye sculpt should be a special edition pre-order for certain sites, or else that would be a mess trying to keep track.
Question is, what is the price of this going to be? That's the big question.
Well, we know it's over 1,000.
It's definitely going to be over 1,000 for sure.
The fact that he can do that cross leg like that is amazing, because what figures can do that?
Yeah, not many without breaking it.
You gotta wonder, do they just come with like a lower half where you can do that? Like I got a little Figma MacGyver figure that it's just like an extra little arm piece. You just put it on. He's got crossed arms.
See, I can do that with. I mean, it depends on what they're wearing and it depends on the body. But I can do that with my customs right now because it's a very thin body, which is what they have to get right, because the third-party stuff that's come out so far is using just a basic buck. I don't remember the designations anymore for the Hot Toys, but they're too big. They're all been way too broad-shouldered and too muscular, and he's thin. I mean, he's very thin in this, so they got to get that right. Yeah, Angel said 1,500 or
both Angel and
Nor.
Yeah, Alberto said 1,500. I'm gonna guess it's gonna come in probably just underneath that. Yeah, like 1,400 or something, or maybe a 1,450 or something, just to get it under that 1,500. But I don't think you're wrong. So, I mean, what's your guys' take on this? Like, is this something you need for $1,500? Would you get this if they separated it and gave you could get this shot, the Murray set figure, the Joker, or get the set with both him and the other figure that you could get? I can't imagine they're not. It's gonna have to be over $1,000, I guess, though. So what are you gonna do? Like, you got to spend $1,000 on this. Is anybody getting this for $1,000?
I don't know. It's tough, isn't it? Tough one. If they had a big diorama, definitely.
Are you a fan of this, Paul? You're a fan of this?
Yeah, absolutely. I had the can't remember which one I had now, but I sold it a long time ago. I had all these kind of iterations, but it was a poorer version of it. But I was waiting for something special to come along. But I also think that the new movie is going to come out, and what's the new we're going to be looking at then? So
that's my main thing. I'm like, of all the people that are like jonesing for this, I know it took a while to get this, but I feel like because now we have InArt in the game and they're doing this figure, maybe we'll see Hot Toys hit DC up for being like, hey, we gotta be in the market for Joker 2 or whatever, so we could do a Harley and a Joker. But you're going to be wanting the newest version soon enough.
Yeah,
and they could change it because this is the licensing they had for this, so maybe the next movie isn't as that could ruin everything. I mean, honestly, I wish they left this movie as a one and done. I don't understand this whole musical thing.
You don't think the musical is going to be the thing for you?
No,
I don't know if they're like hyping it up, like they're hyping it like that, so people are like, "Oh, this is gonna suck," and then it's like it's not really a musical. You know what I mean? There's just music in it, and I don't know. I have no idea.
I think the music's going to be the insanity parts between.
Harley, like the bathroom scene,
just
like the bathroom.
But if it's literally they're breaking into like song and dance routines, like an old, whatever Fred Astaire movie, that's gonna be fucking weird, man. I don't know.
It's weird. I don't know. This movie is kind of weird. The fact that it exists is weird.
It could be great. It could be, depending on how they do it. It could be great. I think, thankfully, it's the same, creative team for the most part. So we'll see. But
just be once more feeling all over again.
TJ, were you a fan of this?
I love the movie.
You love the movie. Yeah. Would you get the figure?
I think if Hot Toys came out with it like 3 years ago, I probably would have gotten it. But anything over 500 is just too much for me at this point.
Yeah. I really don't understand this price point. I mean, it's DC. I mean, it's the same thing with like McFarlane stuff and Mezco when they come out with these. They can't show a gun, but they'll include a gun, or they'll give you you know, a side pack of, you know, non-branded accessories for it that has a gun. It's so weird, man. I don't know. They're really, I mean, ironically shooting themselves in the foot without a gun. But yeah, this was cool. What else did we see?
Yeah, that was weird. Can I tell you a story about just a quick one?
Oh yeah, please.
About when I was doing a Hasbro thing for it was Cable. Okay. And I put him in with all his weapons and submitted the shot for the approval, and it got rejected because of that. So I said, well, Cable's main thing is his weapons. So I had to redo the picture with that. Yeah, so I got told not to do that. I got nixed on that. It's kind of interesting. Wow. Blew my mind.
Marvel was just Marvel did it first with the stopping Hasbro from putting guns in, and they actually stopped them from producing Punisher figures too, which is why we haven't seen a Marvel Legends Punisher in years at this point. Wow.
Yeah, the Punisher's got a lot of issues, unfortunately. But
Harry Potter,
even Marvel changed that up. So
yeah, where's Harry Potter's gun? Come on.
Really? Wasn't that the Gun of Azkaban? Wasn't that the second book or something like that?
Yeah,
the rifle.
That figure looks all right. I mean, well, now that I get to actually look at him, maybe not.
Potter?
It does look good. It's just I think the lighting's harsh in these photos, but I think it looks pretty solid.
I think this looks great. I'm not a Potterhead. I find it hard to like pass this up because of how good it looks, and the diorama that it comes with looks so good. But I just I
have a hard time paying money for a little kid. Just true story.
Yeah, but that was a weird thing. A lot of people brought that up on some of these shows. Like, oh, it's a little kid. Is it weird that you have no? Why is that weird?
I don't think that's weird at all. How many people like love Elliot from E.T.? Like they want E.T. and Elliot. They're like,
I have an Elliot. Yeah, I'm an Elliot.
Yeah.
Like I would want like young Ahsoka would be cool to have. Like Anakin Skywalker, I wouldn't want it. But
don't get Jordan stuck on young Ahsoka, man. When he saw my tattoo, one of his comments was like, "Oh, I saw it. I always wanted a 17-year-old girl tattooed on my arm." I was like,
you can say that to anybody who has any anime tattoo ever. Every anime character is a teenager in high school, so what does it matter?
True.
Who cares?
Jordan's like, how did I get fooled in this conversation?
You made a comment. True enough.
I'm not
True enough. So all right, like. So that's kind of our topic. So, you know, is it a matter of collecting wise, do you want more quality for more money, or do you want just give me more figures? I want more figures that are in the standard price range of that $235, $250 range. Like I just give me Wanda the $250. I don't need, you know, $500 amazing looking rooted hair, leather, whatever. That's the one thing I think they're not doing right, is not putting leather on these Artisan edition figures.
Well, I think the toy photographer in us is we're rougher, aren't we? As opposed to the collector. This is why I'm always looking for quality. I'm always looking for quality. I've had so many things break recently, just through them. They've been sitting in my room, for a year or so, not touched it, gone back to it. Things are snapping, breaking. So there's definitely some QC issues with all kinds of lines. And I just feel that we are just so damn hard on them. We expect so much. So I'm always looking for quality all the time, solid figures, something that's just very strong in hand. And if it is a weak figure, then I'll leave it alone. It won't be photographed.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'm feeling more and more with my collection than I want, and we can transition into a little bit of Ahsoka talk, and just in the general direction of, you know, IPs like we were talking about with Marvel, and like Mazu here you were alluding to, is anybody going to want this Scarlet Witch because things are getting diluted, and the TV shows and stuff, maybe Loki aside. Not have to delve into a deep dive on Ahsoka yet, but just having watched that, I wanted to like that really, really, really badly. Like I loved Rebels as a cartoon. It was fun. Loved the idea of it happening, and I was very excited to see it in live action. And I liked Rosario Dawson in the appearances that she made in Mando. Overall, I didn't like the show, and not as much as I didn't like Obi-Wan. Probably more than I liked Book of Boba Fett, although it's very close. And I'm looking at things now like, do I need figures that just aren't great, like what's his name, Moff Gideon? Like that sculpt isn't a great sculpt. Do I need Moff Gideon, or do I not need Moff Gideon? I mean, is that representative of what? Like, was it such a great arc with him? Like, now finally knowing how it all ended up, supposedly, for now. I don't know. Was he that great a character? I don't know. What was it
about Ahsoka that tanked it so hard for you, though?
I need to kind of.
Okay, well, we'll jump into that. Dialogue for one. Really? Dialogue for one. Okay, I thought the dialogue was awful. At one point, there's 2 points where, so they're riding on one of the crab turtle people's things, Sabine and Ezra, and Sabine says, "We didn't think we'd find you," and Ezra says, "How did you?" And Sabine says, "What?" He goes, "Find me." Like, and he should have said it like that. Find me. Like, what do it was 2 seconds ago. Like, this isn't a long conversation. There was another one where Ahsoka said, or Sabine says, "Don't worry about me." And Ahsoka says, "I'm not." And she says, "Good." And Ahsoka says, "Should I be?" And Sabine says, "What?" Worried. Like, it's like, what? Come on, man. Like, there's no character development in that. They could have had such deep conversations. Thrawn could have had deeper conversations. Every time they cut the Thrawn, he's standing in the middle of that platform with his hand behind his back. Do you have nothing else to do? How about having Thrawn in his whatever cabin he's got on the Star Destroyer, looking at maps, of the old galaxy to try and figure out what? No, he's just standing around, and somebody comes up and says, "All the things have been loaded, Admiral Thrawn." Good. Well, you're standing right there. What the hell are you doing, man? All these little things just like bug me. It just seems so simple. They got to Ezra like in a day. They had 3 days to get the hell out of there, right? And she finds him in a day. It's way too convenient, too easy. Like, everything was too easy. I was likening it to an Andor. I felt more for that old guy that was on their team in the prison. Okay. Like, I felt more for that guy. Like, I really wanted him to like make it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know who the hell I can't even remember his name. Like, but I wanted him to make it more than I cared about anybody in Ahsoka. I had no feeling for them. Like if somebody died, I would have been like, "Oh, that kind of sucks." But I didn't have any fear for them either. There was no fear for Sabine finding Ezra or getting in trouble, because they didn't develop any of that. Nobody had any kind of danger, really. It's just flat. I don't know. It just felt like a way to get Thrawn into our galaxy and set up something for another season or a movie. I don't know. All right, I've gone on.
I think in the defense of the show, and I know it's got some problems. I'll agree with you there, but I'll take that entire show and its dialogue over any of the prequels in their dialogue.
Oh, really?
I gotta tell you, man. Like, I am not a prequel fan, but there is better dialogue in some of the prequels. Not a lot, but in some of them there is better dialogue. There's some better interaction between some of the characters that's a little deeper. Like, Sabine and Ezra have not seen each other for 10 years. He's been living with crab turtle people for 10 years, and he just kind of coyly like stands there and goes, "Hey, didn't think you'd find." Yeah, I knew I could count on you. Like, I would be. I have you on
the ground. Casual,
any one of you, I would have had you on the ground, like hugging you and like, oh my god, a human that I know from a galaxy that I'm from. Like, my god, it's like.
But that show did redeem all of Hayden Christensen's prequel work.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, it's great for Hayden Christensen. And I love the member berries but it was a lot of member berries. Like it was a lot of member berries for Clone Wars, which I enjoyed that episode. That should have been the whole arc, I think, for the season is her arc from worrying about Sabine, and there's too much with the like Balin and Shin I was invested in. I loved them and thought that was like, oh my God, I can't wait to see what they're all about. And I thought it was going to be something kind of new, maybe. And now it's just the Mortis gods. And it's like, that was like a 2-episode arc in Clone Wars that most people didn't see, even Star Wars fans. You know what I mean? I remember it, but I don't remember it like it's not embedded in my mind that I'm like going to look at that and go, oh my. But I'm looking at all these reviews, and every time somebody like picked up a lightsaber, or like when Ahsoka's lightsaber got cut in half, like I was watching one reaction show and they were like, that was like, oh my God, you know, like really that shouldn't be the thing that's making you go, oh my God, that her lightsaber, like it's all like fan service shit. Like that's the father. Who cares? Like, you know, oh my God, there's Anakin's ghost. Who cares? Like we saw Anakin. Like it's just I don't know, man. It really disappointed me.
Poor Trevor. He needs a hug.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I know.
Somebody pull me out of this.
Someone needs to rescue him from whatever planet that he's stuck on.
Somebody me. So, I don't know.
Well, my take on it, you know me, I'm a rosy-eyed Star Wars fan, so
I know you are, Paul.
I don't give a fuck about the dialogue. They can fucking talk gibberish for all I get. I'm just looking at Star Wars, but no, I take your point on some of that. I felt, look, this is where Disney suffers, right? I said this to someone else on a podcast, and I said, look, Disney throw dollars at the people and say, right, there's all your fucking money. But by the way, you've only got 46 fucking minutes to do a show each week. That condenses too much for me. You can't do character development in that length of time. Now, if you do like Andor, they did because they took time and slowed the scenes down.
Yeah, there was a lot
longer. Slow story. It was a developing story that took many episodes for the prison part.
Yeah.
Of it. You know what I mean?
But I'm saying they're trying to put so much in. They were trying to put so much in, right? And also they're banking on lots of people haven't seen Rebels and Clone Wars. So the dialogue was just explanation, basic explanation, which we all know, and we didn't need to hear that, but that's where they misused Thrawn a lot. He was just doing I would have liked to see Thrawn do some studying, you know, how he studies characters, really go into like Ahsoka. Like
I gotta jump in because I can't help myself, but like I saw people who like read the books. Okay, so Thrawn is supposed to be, and I only know him from Rebels because I didn't read the books. He's supposed to be a mastermind strategist, and I saw people defending like, no. Even though, and I counted him, I think it was 7 times he sent some attack out to stop them. He literally sent Balin and Shin out to kill them. That was the point, to kill them.
And he said it didn't matter if they succeeded, though.
Yeah, but he didn't believe in them.
Okay. If it didn't succeed, whatever. What is the point? First of all, what is the point? Why?
Why was to get rid of them. He didn't want them there.
What are you playing at chess? No. Okay, no. You did that. Okay, you didn't. No, they didn't kill him. They flaked out, and one went the other one way, and then one went the other way. Whatever. Okay, so then, like, we get down to like the 3rd or 4th attack. Sled sends a bunch of stormtroopers out. They suck. We all know they suck. And apparently, like 3 people, one with a lightsaber and one with a stolen blaster, can take them out. Okay, great. Send 2 TIE fighters. You've got a cabin full of TIE fighters. Do you really want to take these people out? Send 12 TIE fighters.
No, they don't.
I'm going to send.
He does not care if he takes them out.
Yeah,
Ron is not.
What is the point? Why do you want to take? Why do you not want to take them out? You are buying time.
Delay them.
And what do you care if these people live or die on this planet? Why do they care?
Thrawn is not evil. Thrawn has got a greater goal in mind entirely. If you've read the books, there's a whole another race.
No, he's not a nice
being
guy.
that he's terrified of, and then he wants to get this galaxy ready.
But that's not playing into this. That whole race that he's terrified of and worried about his people for isn't part of this. He's trying to kill 3 days to get whatever he needs to get loaded. Okay, Why wasn't he loading the fucking Star Destroyer? Yeah, I know. Thanks, TJ. Why wasn't he loading the Star Destroyer before now with everything they needed to get ready to go? Like if you knew like at any day now somebody's going to show up and they're going to take you on a trip to Aruba, whatever. I don't know. But like, wouldn't you be packed to go? Fucking France, whatever. Wouldn't you be packed to go? Like somebody any day now, somebody's going to show up and they're going to whisk me away on a private jet to France. I'm going to be packed. You know, I'm going to be like, oh, hang on a second, give me 3 days. No, fuck, get your shit together, man. What are you doing? Like, let's go.
He didn't know when Morgan's
he's not aware. He's not aware of what's going on. In
it doesn't matter. What are you doing? You got a Star Destroyer. You got to wait to pack it up. It's too much weight
he
for you.
Need
you
the cryogenics or whatever they were using to keep them. Whatever, we don't know.
You see, he was studying his enemy, and he's always looking for data on enemies. That's what he's doing.
I'll forgive it.
Never throw away
forgive it. Okay, but I'll forgive it.
They died or not. If they
sends
died,
2 TIE fighters out, and you're saying you're saying he sent 2 TIE fighters out because he didn't care if they lived or died. Okay, so he takes the TIE fighters
down. He told you that in the episode. The only thing that they gained.
Why are you slowing them down? If you put 7 TIE fighters out, you would slow them down. Okay, so now it's a Jedi. The Jedi took out your 2 TIE fighters, and she didn't even take out the 2 fighters. The other non-Jedi took out the 2 TIE fighters. So now they're all riding up on 2 horses or 2 rats, whatever the hell they are, right? Now, like, rain hellfire, literally rain hellfire upon them. That's what he said. And you're taking lasers that they normally use to take out like bases. Can't hit them. Okay. It's like a video game. Fine. Okay, they can't hit him. So like he wants to kill them. He's literally sending out lasers that would take out bases and from a Star Destroyer, and you haven't hit them. You're trying to kill them. So okay, that didn't work. Now they're inside the building. Okay. Send about a 24 stormtroopers. Okay. All right. You just said Jedi. They're Jedi. They're going to take out your 24 stormtroopers. Okay, now there's zombie stormtroopers. Now we can go through and instead of having shut all the doors up the stairs to begin with, to stop them, they got to go through the doors and then they got to hit with the lightsaber or the blaster, which of course does. If the door is open and you hit it with a blaster, it shuts the door. If the door's closed, you hit it with a blaster, it opens the door. I don't know how this is a different galaxy, and they still can't construct doors. I know, but it's a different galaxy. It's not even the Star Wars galaxy. They're still building.
Yeah, but that galaxy clearly has Jedis and Sith witches and all this other nonsense shit. Because of course,
what I'm saying is he could have killed them, and like every time it's like a little like. It's like a video game. Like, oh, we got to get to another boss, and then we get to another boss, and then we get to another boss, and then we get to another boss.
The writing's clunky as it always is. But I'm just trying to say, if they had a good writer, right, and they did use the time wisely, then we probably got a good show. But I didn't hate the show, and I thought there's some wonderful set pieces in there. And I know what you're saying, but I think they're dumbing it down because they haven't got the audience who know, the hardcore people that are really into the lore and all that kind of stuff. I think that's what it was, and I think it suffers for it. And I think
Thrawn doesn't waste resources. He's not going to just kill them.
Never thought it was
something that can serve him later. Yeah. So he will say, "Do your best. Try to kill them. If it works, fine. They're no use to me anyway. They're dead. But if they continue to persist, then I will find a way to use them later for my means." And that's what.
But Ezra still got on the ship.
Yeah, I'm sure he's probably aware of it too.
He underestimates them all the time. Well, not the Jedi, these particular Jedis, but
he does
underestimate Jabba. Be a strategic mastermind. Yeah. It didn't look like he was a strategic mastermind.
Well, you got to read the books because that's where you're going to get the more.
Well, in the books, he was a strategic mastermind.
Yeah,
but in this, not so much.
I still think it was the essence of Thrawn. I think he was brilliant how they did it. I still think.
I love his voice. I thought he was great.
I thought he was sinister. He's best bad guy we've had for a
while. I
love
him as Thrawn. Love him as Thrawn.
He was sinister until I saw that dad bod. I did not find him to be that sinister. I saw he was working with the gut.
I mean,
like, sorry, dude.
He's been
hanging out on a planet for 10 years with nothing else to do, man. So I get.
Yeah, I know. I should have still worked out for that role.
They had a lot of great. I don't know, but it's so
fucking
divisive.
Get on a treadmill, dude.
It's so divisive.
After coming away from that, I was like, do I want to be? I don't even think he was a great character. Like, I don't really love her not the actress. The actress did a fine job with whatever they were given to talk to say. The dialogue was terrible. Sabine.
Yeah,
that's what
Sabine was the weakest character, which sucks because I loved her in Rebels. But
everybody was saying that Hera was the weakest character to begin with. Like, oh, Hera's terrible.
Oh, she did great.
Hera,
that's what everybody was saying.
Hera, like at the last episode when Hera sees Ezra and you see that motherly look in her eye, she fucking nailed the role right there. It was like perfect. Yeah, maybe it was a little rocky to start with, but she nailed it right there with that motherly.
Yeah, I didn't think she was great.
I got another problem with that. Okay, I'm gonna get off the ship that I just. First of all, I don't know. How did you find out where the rebels or the Republic was? But whatever. Okay, maybe there's some navigation in the ship. Whatever. That was in another galaxy for 10 years. And I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna come into the Republic now that apparently I've been told about. Maybe if Sabine took the time to tell me about what the hell was going on.
Be nice if there's more.
I'm gonna wear a stormtrooper uniform. I'm not gonna take the helmet off. I'm gonna come out.
Yeah, that was dumb. You should have the helmet off.
Come on, man.
It's one of the two.
He definitely should have ran to Hera for a hug there. That she would have.
I was waiting for
she was shell shocked. Yeah.
That was almost like Leia walking past Chewie after Han died. For me, it was like, are you kidding me? Come on.
Yeah.
You know it probably happened off camera, but show it, man. Like that's culmination of something. Like Sabine meeting Ezra should have been. I should have been swelling with emotion there, and I just wasn't. It was just they played it down so much. It was just.
In the first two episodes, they made her like completely unwatchable too. I didn't like Sabine at all in the first couple episodes. Like just
there you go.
I mean, she took the thing when you knew. I mean, any like juvenile writer was going to be like, we're going to get her all messed up, and we're going to take it from her because she took it off the ship. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. It was so predictable.
I wanted to like it. And I don't hate it entirely. There was a lot of good parts. It was fun to see certain things, but I can't live and die with Star Wars by like, ooh, cool lightsaber fight. Ooh, Morgan Elsbeth. Why do I care about Morgan Elsbeth? Like, was she scary?
I'm more interested in Balin right now. He's the one I'm most.
Balin was the most interesting. Balin and Shin were the most interesting thing in the show. But Shin, I mean, like Morgan Elsbeth, it was like this big thing. Like, okay, now you're a sister, and we're gonna give you this sword. And it was like, okay, I see where this is going. She's getting.
I was really hoping she was gonna look cooler when she got powered up.
Yeah,
really fucking lame. We're gonna dirty you up just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little.
There you go.
little black under your eyes there.
Yeah, just a little charcoal. Cheek. Nothing cool.
She wasn't gnarly enough.
Make it look like shit. Just make it look like shit, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should have.
I didn't. I felt no fear from her. I felt no. I didn't love to hate her. I didn't hate to love her. Nothing. I felt nothing for her. I felt nothing when she died. I saw people saying, "Oh, we needed more of her." Really? Did you really need more of her?
I wanted more Enoch. Is what I wanted. I wanted to know more about him too.
Definitely more Enoch.
Yeah. Enoch. Yeah. You know what Enoch is? Enoch is Captain Phasma. You're gonna love Captain Phasma. She's so cool. Look at Enoch. He's so cool. That's it. Nothing. No, I'm not saying it is
Star Wars. That's what Boba Fett was until
it is Captain
much
Phasma.
Later.
I'm saying it's like
I see.
The new Boba Fett.
A parallel.
Captain Phasma was the new Boba Fett, and now Enoch is the new Captain.
I'm with
Phasma.
you now. I get it.
Yeah, it's just like some cool character. That's what everybody thought. What's his face was the Inquisitor.
Marok?
No, Merrick. Yeah,
Merrick.
Yeah. I mean, that was 3 episodes of this thing, and all I saw was like, "Who's Merrick?"
And
why do we care about this? Like, this is all we're talking about? Like, come on, there should be
what
more.
Do you think, TJ?
I want a figure of the HK droids or whatever those droids. It was HK droids, the ones in the very first episode. I want a figure of them so I can maybe army build that. Maybe I don't know.
In 1/6?
Yes. I will definitely want a Hera to go with my chopper. I don't think we'll see a Zeb from this season unless they go back to Mando or whatever, where they tease us Zeb. I want a Balin.
This is what I'm saying, Cloud. Oh, hey, how's it going? like he knew she was going to show up. I'm sorry. All right, TJ.
No, I'm with you on that. I agree on that side.
I wanted to love it. I wanted it to be full of emotion, and I had no emotion. Like I had almost zero emotion throughout the entire thing, and it disappointed me. Disappointed me.
Yeah.
And I want Ezra the Stormtrooper outfit. I don't need the 10 Commandments, Ezra. I'm fine with that.
I like the 10 Commandments, Ezra.
I love him. I love him
Ezra.
playing Ezra.
Jesus,
Loved him.
He was
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, he was great. His eyes were a little weird though, but other than that,
Yeah,
it was good.
the blue.
Yeah?
Trying to get that blue though, weren't they?
Oh yeah,
They were.
the
Tried a little too
yeah,
hard.
I mean, like
contact.
that's what I'm saying. Like the contact.
Yeah. I agree with TJ though, man. I don't feel like Ahsoka or Sabine really fell into the animated selves at all. Yeah.
Nope. Not at all.
I thought
the guy who wrote them. You know what I mean? Somebody said that they had Filoni. There was a clip somewhere, like a behind the scenes on one of the Mando things he was filming, I think. And he was like, he turned to the camera. He's like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And like that's kind of like, yeah, he's used to directing animation. You know what I mean? And like, I think he'll be great eventually, but I don't think he has it yet.
And that could be part of a lot of the problems we're having with the show right now too, as far as what you're having with it, you know. And I know he didn't write it per se, but he did to some degree. But
I mean, I guess he wrote the outline, which story wise, generally from point A to point B, okay, cool. I like where that's going. The witches of Dathomir are back and they're going back to Dathomir. That could be interesting. It's just everything in between just felt like too quick, too easy. Like Sabine, like you leave your mount and you're gonna yell at your mount because it ran when people attacked you. It's like a dog.
Yeah,
like,
I thought that was.
I got all your shit on his back. Like why are you like walking away? You don't know where you are.
I think Filoni's fallen into the same trap that Lucas did and trying to dumb it down for kids a little too far, and not.
I don't know.
Keep it in that middle of the road. I think that's where that's fallen in at.
I'm gonna disagree there because I don't think it's dumbed down for kids because this is some gatekeeping knowledge that you need to have coming into this show to understand what the fuck is going on. You know what I mean? If you didn't watch Clone Wars and you didn't watch Rebels, you may have enjoyed it, but you're at a loss as to what the hell last scene with Balin. Like you're like, what? I don't understand. What is
the father and the
that's the Mortis gods. What?
Yep.
Okay.
He's looking for the world between worlds. That's where he's going.
Yeah, but
if you realize
you can't do so much gatekeeping that you can't explain to people who've never seen it before. Because I know, like, I'm not even going to bother. I watched the whole thing without my wife because I was like, well, let's see if she's going to like this because I know it's going to be Rebels. I'm not even going to bother because I don't think she's going to get it. I don't think she's going to like it because it's too much like pause. Okay. So there's these things called Mortis gods, and there was the father. No, nobody cares. Like I'm lost. You know what I mean?
Jordan.
It's too much. I don't know.
Did you see what Orler said? He said Hera felt right at the beginning. Sabine never felt right. Ahsoka felt close sometimes. Ezra felt way off. Chopper was spot on. Anakin was dead on. And then he says, and Kanan was great. Oh wait.
I don't know.
I'm gonna disagree with
Ezra
you. Ezra
was way off because Ezra.
I'm gonna disagree on
100% Ezra. And Ahsoka felt like Ahsoka 100% to me, at least how I thought
Hera felt
Ahsoka's journey.
Yeah,
I thought Hera
the way
was
she
Hera
changed
throughout.
halfway through it.
Yeah. I think I have the opposite feeling of all of these about that show.
Oh yeah, Sabine to me never felt like Sabine.
Oh, Sabine felt like Sabine.
It just didn't seem like she acted like Sabine.
Why couldn't she keep her helmet on? All the other Mandalorians can get knocked all over the place.
She never did though. In Rebels, her fucking helmet was off all the time. That's just how she is.
She was holding it a lot in Rebels. That's true.
I felt like they nailed the Mandalorian side of it, though. You know, I know they kept going on about she was this weak Jedi, but I like the conflict between the two. I thought that they did that pretty good. I kind of liked it with the fight scenes.
Comparatively, we all watched Andor, right? Did we all like Andor?
Yeah. Loved it. Yeah.
One Way Out.
There's so many.
Don't you think that was better? I mean,
but that was someone who made. Yeah, but the person who made that was not. Doesn't particularly like Star Wars. They have a whole fresh take on it.
But that's
what helps.
But yes, for somebody who didn't like Star Wars, there was enough in there.
Oh yeah.
That related back. First of all, the Empire was scary in that,
Yes,
man.
yes,
Real
proper
scary.
Yes, yes. First time you ever saw
Like
it, they were
that
like
was like,
Nazis.
oh,
Like
these
Rogue
guys are
One
not.
scary.
Yeah, the fascists
Ah.
that George Lucas wanted them to be, that he was likening them to be.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah,
and the prison as well. The prison felt real. You know, the prison tension felt like, oh my god, if I was stuck there,
it made sense.
Yeah.
It all felt like, to me, it all felt like it led up to what Star Wars was, which was, you know, rebels against the fascist state, and they're overstepping their bounds. You know what I mean? Like, just like walking up on somebody on vacation and saying, "Hey, you must be with those guys. You're under arrest and you're going to prison for, 10 years." It's like, whoa. Chill out. What are you doing? But that's, that was Star Wars. That's what it was built up to be. Like, this is what they were fighting against, and it felt real. I don't know. This
just feel like there's
cartoony.
So many people involved in this new Star Wars. I mean, the writer, how convoluted are these writers' rooms? How much is Disney saying you got to do this, you got to do that? I just feel like there's so much in this new world we live in. It's just not simple like it used to be. It's not straight. You need one guy at the helm,
of course,
running it all.
Corporation owns it now. Corporation didn't know it before.
Yeah,
and I really thought that Filoni was the guy to be that person. And I know that people have said, "Oh, he should just be the new Kathleen Kennedy and take over," or whatever. I do think here's the difference. And I was thinking about this today. I saw Star Wars in 77. I was little. You can do the math, whatever. It was life-changing, as it was for everybody who saw it, no matter when they saw it.
Diaper changing.
I had to wait 3 years to see the next one. In those 3 years, my imagination ran wild, bought toys. Yes, I was a little kid. Okay. Then I was an older kid. I was a teenager when the next one came out. I wasn't a teen. I was preteen, but whatever. By the time Return of the Jedi came out, I was a teenager. 3 years between each movie. You know what I mean? And 3 years is a long time to get everything right and rewrite and think about character development. You've got to crank these things out now, and I think it's hurting things. I think the Disney Plus thing, which isn't even making money for them at this point, it's a money loser. I don't know, man. As much as we all want, I just thought of this morning. It's not whatever. It's not prophetic, but like, it's like, this is like Star Wars for like a TikTok generation. It's like, and Marvel too, same thing. It's like, I got to have something quick. I got to have quick bites. It can't last too long. I got to have lightsabers and blasters and fights and get me the hell out of here. You know what I mean? And it's cool. And that's it. Like, I don't have time for, I keep hearing this about Andor from people who grew up, I guess, with the prequels. I don't know. Oh, it's too much talk. They're talking and they're standing. Like, this is character development. This is a
old
story.
movies are like that.
I care about this old guy who I've never met before. I don't know who this old guy is, but I don't want him to die. You know what I mean?
Well, that's our generation. We like those kind of those slow burn movies. Like the prequels got hammered with the bad writing as well. But then the prequels look better now when you go back.
I get you, Cap. I get you.
I can't watch that blooming relationship with Anakin and
God, that's that was.
Oh, and his whining about how he deserves things all the time just sounds really bad. I blame Lucas. I don't blame Hayden anymore. I know he can act. I've watched Ahsoka. But...
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I always blame Lucas for that because I know that purposely. I feel like he tries to tell people to act a certain way on those because I know a lot of those actors are great actors. But when they go to Star Wars, it's done like a teleplay almost in a way. It's kind of very
almost like a Kevin Smith movie.
No, that's better writing.
Yeah, but the acting's was talking about, but
no, the acting's actually pretty much spot on.
Well, I mean, if you look back at the history of Star Wars and you look back at what he wrote for Star Wars, and even had in place kind of when they started filming the thing, it was a fucking mess. It was weird.
Oh yeah.
And wouldn't have been anything if they had gone through with all the stuff that he had in place. You know what I mean? It was very much like a Buck Rogery, goofy thing. It wasn't what it became. And I think the people that he had around him helped him move things, change things, because it took years to do. Now we're all like, oh, when's season 2 of Ahsoka coming out? It better not come out more than a year from now. So, okay, we're going to rush it and we're going to get it done. And we're going to lead up to this big culmination movie that we've built up with the Mando, I guess, and Book of Boba Fett and Ahsoka. And
okay, you got to admit
I would rather wait for great stuff.
Yeah.
Like if Andor season 2 takes another 2 years, cool. I just want to see that be great. As great as that first one was. I don't care.
That's why the best trilogy of all time is currently, we're in the middle of it and we're waiting for the third part. And we're going to have to wait a little bit longer, I think, for the last part of the Spider-Verse because they need to finish
Spider-Verse is fantastic.
Oh, Spider-Verse. I love Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I honestly think because of the time they're taking between movies, which there's like, 4 to 5 years.
Well, I mean, animation takes a long time, but you're right.
It does,
right.
but yeah, right. I think they're, they have to get it all right. And like now, like they really have to stick the landing. And I think that they'll take the time that they need to do it.
You know what else?
And they're developing in the second
is a soundtrack.
Oh, yeah. Music for that. And they're developing in a couple of ways. Like in the first movie, it felt like they had a couple characters to develop. But even Peter B. Parker, like a fully realized character, like more so than anybody in this show. I'm sorry, they just did a better job of writing this thing and making you feel for people that were kind of transient in the whole thing. It's a talent, you know what I mean? This is what it takes, and I just don't think that they had this in place for this. Sadly, I wanted to love it. And like again, Rebels was a cartoon, so I didn't expect as much from it. You know what I think? I think it was like I enjoyed it. There was some filler episodes like there were for Clone Wars that were like, all right, that was cool. I guess it forwarded the story a little bit. And then there was some great episodes. But this didn't, I don't think this lived up to any of the cartoon Rebels, honestly. Being a TikTok kid, I enjoy those.
Oh, sorry. I just took it down.
Slower moments when people are just talking and having this. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Angel's
all right. I don't mean to make fun of because I mean it's not even a generation. Like we're all TikTok generate. We're all on TikTok. We've been weaned onto this stuff. It's not a matter of people. Well, it's not a matter of people who have been born into a certain era. You know what I mean? Although I think that kind of affects them more. But we all want quick bites of news. You know what I mean? Even myself, like reading a huge article in a newspaper or a magazine. Yes, online. I'm not, whatever. It's like, it's daunting. It's like, oh, I kind of scroll down. I go, do I want to get into this? Or I'm going to skim. You know what I mean? It's hard. But in terms of like stuff like this, like great shows like Breaking Bad and things like that, I think you gotta take it a little bit slower and develop these characters a little bit more and not just have beats of action. And I don't know, like I have to hit this in order to get to that point B.
I think Filoni's still working on his live acting chops, though. I think that's
for sure. Yeah,
I think he's got the animation down because he's got a lot more sounding boards to go through instead of just his vision to end result. So I think he just needs some more work, really, because we know he can do it. We love his animated stuff. It's just he's got to find that rhythm, and he hasn't got. Stella's got to get her groove. You know what I'm saying? You just not quite there yet. I have faith in Filoni. Now Rodriguez, on the other hand, no, he burned me. You don't do my boy Boba Fett like that.
Yeah.
Get out of my kitchen. That's why I tell Rodriguez. Go back with your Spy Kids and the little moped.
I kind of don't like the whole different director for each episode type of thing. Too.
And also, Rodriguez didn't write Boba Fett, did he?
No, he didn't write it.
No, so how are you?
He was one of the showrunners.
Directing in that chase though was terrible, and he's usually good at that stuff.
I mean, the 50s kids on their weird
dude. That was straight out of Spy Kids, man. You can't not blame him.
That is that scene, but I think the problem I had was pacing, writing, way more than just directing, because some of that stuff was fine directing wise.
Well, I think Jordan was saying at one point on a live stream a while back that Book of Boba Fett was a mess on the cutting room table, and they didn't really know where to go with it, and they just kind of threw it together because they kind of had to. That's what I think Oilers was saying that in one live stream back when this first started or something.
Yeah, I believe
I would
that.
almost agree with that. Like, because there were parts of that I liked. I think I liked the way they started out with it. I liked the way that he got involved with the Tusken Raiders. And I thought that was very cool. Like, derivative of like Dances with Wolves or something like that. But like, cool. This is cool. I like this. I like this take on this. Like but then they just cut everything off of what you liked about Boba Fett. I'm trying not to get graphic here, but they just chopped him, man. Like, it was just like, oh, this isn't. Yeah, this is like my grandpa, man. This isn't like Boba Fett. Like, come on. Like, I don't know.
Dude, Boba Fett had so much promise in that Mandalorian episode, the tragedy. I mean, he came out and you're like, that is my Boba Fett. And then he gets a show and you're like, dude, where's your walker, man? You find. Yeah, he had his jetpack on, man. He's surrounded. He has his jetpack on. He's like, we can't get out. What do? I don't know. These shields, they're gonna take us out. I don't know. Maybe fly out.
Yeah, I don't care about. Well, before the show, you didn't care about Boba. I don't know. It's an interesting character. I mean, there really is no reason to care about Boba Fett. Like, I mean,
he was all hype.
Boba Fett developed out of. You know what the Boba Fett developed out? I'm going to go back to what I was saying before. Boba Fett developed out of 3 years between films. That's what Boba Fett developed out of. Boba Fett showed up in Empire Strikes Back, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, this guy's cool. Like, who is he? Like, what is he?" I swear to God, I read a whole Starlog. Yeah, I read a whole Starlog.
Yeah, that was
thing on. Boba Fett is actually Luke's father in disguise. He's trying to save him. It was a whole theory, like, and it was like I was convinced that this was it. But regardless,
but then it was Vader
talking about Boba Fett. Everybody was talking about Boba Fett, right?
Spoilers.
Yeah, well, it was Vader was lying, and Boba Fett was actually his father, or whatever. It was actually.
Okay.
That was the whole premise of the article. It was interesting, but the whole point being, we had 3 years to fucking think about it. You know what I mean? So he was an interesting character, and even when he did nothing really all that much in the movie,
he
should have been more.
Dead.
Yeah, should have been more in the shows for sure, man. They built him up big time.
Well, he was a rock star in the Christmas special on the back of the Mythosaurus.
I love that. That was great too. Yep. That was great. I don't know. So, I mean, obviously, Maz, this doesn't affect your collecting. You're getting Chopper, you're getting Harry, you're getting Sabine.
I'm getting what I like because I like it. So regardless of how the IP performs, I'm getting it because I like Rebels, and I probably won't get an animated Rebels version of these things. I'm gonna have to go with this. I mean,
yeah, for now.
Tom, you're the same way. Paul, you're the same way.
I mean,
yeah.
We don't need to get into my thoughts, but yeah, I mean, buy what you like.
Yes, we do.
That's really it.
That's the whole thing.
No, I sat there and listened the whole time. I'm not going to get.
What did you think overall of the show? What did you do? You enjoyed it?
Outside of the final episode, I thought it was almost going to be my favorite of all of the Star Wars shows.
So what the final episode turned you off?
Until it ended on a giant cliffhanger, and I was like, "Oh, this is a lead up to nothing." Like
literally on a cliff.
Story.
Yeah. There really was.
I was expecting more from the finale. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There was no advancement of anything, right? Yeah.
It needed one more episode, or I needed to know that season 2 was already in the works and we're getting that, and not just set up for a movie. So like I felt let down that a lot of the characters that we were following in the beginning got no resolution, and the characters that we met at like episode 5, those were the only people that got a resolution at the end. Like,
so you just like it for the Firefly syndrome. You just don't know if it's going anywhere.
Right. It's just like, oh, everything's just kind of like left. Okay, cool. I guess I watched this whole thing just to be like left up in the air.
No resolution and no development. Like the only development with Baylan and Shin is they broke up.
And we got to see like a little bit of Baylan's character, like he's clearly searching for something else. Like we don't know. Again, we needed to know. We kind of knew that
in episode 3 when he said power. Like what did we get out of this? And it's power. Okay. Ooh, what's he talking about? What's he mean? And then he gets there and it's like there's something here. Okay, what's he mean? And we never get any inkling as to what he's talking about.
He's looking for the world between worlds.
But what is the what does the Mortis gods have to do with it? And then
because if you go back and watch,
he's going to be the father, and Anakin's going to be the son.
No. That's
like, who cares?
Asinine people thinking. Remember in Rebels, though, it was the statues that unlocked the world between worlds, and that's essentially, I mean, painting, I guess. But and here you got it now, and the father is already pointing, and if you look off in the distance, you see the glimmer of light, which is the entrance to the world between worlds. That's what he's looking for.
Okay. Why is the world between worlds here? Whatever. Okay, that's fine.
It's just one of the focal points.
Yeah, you could hold up a map with a knife.
Because a lot of
that way
Jedi
you can start at the beginning and end the cycle.
Yeah.
He's sick of the cycle, isn't he?
Yeah, he wants.
So he's going to end Thrawn? Is he going to be the end of Thrawn? And
he's going to try to break the wheel because Robert Jordan
bust the wheel. No, bust the deal.
The wheel of time.
Get the wheel. Never mind. Do we think he needs to be recast?
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
the character's not done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because clearly they had a story planned for him that we were going to get at some point.
Yeah.
But sadly, someone's going to have to take that role.
I keep seeing people like getting mad, like, oh, they didn't, didn't they know? Like it's almost like they knew he was going to die. Like, how come they didn't resolve? Like now he's dead. Like, well, they didn't know he's going to die. Man.
Yeah, it's a
shame
because
he did such a great job.
I've loved Ray Stevenson since Rome because I mean I used to watch that.
Oh man, Rome was fantastic.
Yeah, and great. Yeah, he was great.
I was one of the few people that liked his Punisher movie. I mean, I know the movie had
good.
But I liked
it was
him
silly, but he was good as Punisher.
Silly but good.
So I am devastated that he's gone because I really wanted him to finish this role. But I think Liv Schreiber would be the next.
I was going to say people keep saying Liv Schreiber, like he would be a good choice. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I'm perfectly good with people being recast. I mean,
yeah.
I would have had a hard time with Leia being recast. Well, see, those people
in
Leia.
I can't stop looking at those terrible CG though. Like I'd rather be in the show with watching a young person do it.
You didn't think Luke looked good?
No, it looked awful.
No, they needed
no.
Get Sebastian
because
Stan
certain scenes you turned his head and it was like flat for a second, and it's like nothing looked right. No, it was weird.
I thought Book of Boba Fett was good. I thought the Mandalorian was weird. I thought the Book
it was better, but it wasn't good.
Yes, I agree with Maz. It was better, but I liked it. The very first scene he came up like, oh, they actually did it, and then like within
I was convinced enough.
Scene, I was like,
I was convinced enough to feel okay about it. You know what I mean? Like, I was.
Well,
I
you're
was
the type
good.
of people with pleased.
No, I'm well, I mean, as we all know at this point, I'm a picky motherfucker, but like I thought they did a pretty good job with that. I thought it was stupid the way they used him and just had Grogu say, yeah, you know what, never mind.
Yeah, I didn't like his plot method of like you must choose. I felt like that was just their way. Let's get the kid back with Mando.
More stupid.
Like we're just gonna kick you out because
I wanted a whole season of Mando without Grogu is what I wanted. Like I wanted again, make me feel something when they come together. It's only been like, what's it been like 6 months? like. It was supposedly 2 years, but we didn't feel 2 years. We didn't feel 2 years of them being together. We felt 6 months of them not being together, and it's like four episodes of two different shows, and that was it. It was over.
I like the idea that he was just going to stay in the temple and be the ones that got killed, but just leave it at that. But
yeah.
So do you think? Yeah. So what about Ezra and Luke being in the same universe? Surely they got to do something with that.
Yeah, I know, right?
That. I mean,
I know. Well,
for 20 odd years, we got about 25 years of stuff they could do, leading up to.
When Yoda said there is another, he must have meant like there's like at least a dozen others because
he said there's another Skywalker.
Yeah.
No, Obi-Wan said like that boy's our last hope, and Yoda said no, there is another.
There's another.
Yeah, there's a lot
of. There's always another.
Like
wherever this is Sith,
he didn't say it was just one other. He said there's another. So
there's another. Yeah, could have been one of any dozens.
Well, I think in that scene he's referring to Skywalkers because that's the only person who could talk down a Vader. But yeah,
of course.
And he didn't know about Rey.
It's a funny joke.
The fact that
it is a funny joke to think that there's so many Jedi out in the world when it was clear that Luke was supposed to be the only one until we reveal that Leia is his sister, and she clearly has the Force. So there is two. Yes. But
but we'd have to train her. She doesn't know who she is, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And yet Yoda can't somehow discern that there's
they need an order 66.6.
Kanan. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Cal Kestis.
Ahsoka at this time might still be stuck in the other galaxy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you talking? Well,
oh, wait,
that's post. No, that's post.
No, this happens after.
Yeah. I'm getting all
Return
confused.
of the Jedi. Yeah.
I know that's the one problem with Star Wars to me right now too, is like just talking about tangentially the timeline. I'm like, wait, where's the show taking place? 10 years after the fall, not 30. Wait, how far are we?
It's well, that's
Angel. I think this is the opposite. I feel like
I didn't even want to bring that up.
I feel like Ahsoka was written by AI. I've got to be honest. Like I know it wasn't, but I feel like there was like I'm telling you, there are 3 places. There's a point where Anakin and Ahsoka are talking when she first comes into the whatever. It's not the world between worlds, but it's her not being alive for a second, breathing underwater for a half an hour.
Leia was able to float around in space for 20 minutes.
That was 5 minutes. That was like 5 minutes. Anyway, didn't matter. It was another one of those like ping pong dialogue things. Like, oh, you don't understand? Oh, that's great. Now you know what? This? Why? Because you're dead. Or you might live. It's just fucking say it, man. Just like, what do you?
That's kind of how Sabine always kind of seemed to me, so it didn't take me apart. And also, like the way she was reacting,
stupid.
She was clearly ashamed. Well, no, she was clearly ashamed of how she got there, and that she didn't have a way home, and all this other stuff. So I kind of saw that as her like internalizing and like not. She didn't want to say it. So when Ahsoka showed up, she's like, "Well, now I got to confront the realism that I fucked up."
Yeah.
I gotta agree with Cap.
I don't think she dealt with that well, and I don't think that there was enough of that. That's the other thing. Like, hi, Ezra, who I haven't seen in 10 years. I happen to know that Thrawn is going to go into our galaxy, and I kind of caused that. But let's not talk about that right now.
Yeah, that was a point of contention I had.
And like pack up and take off with these turtle crab people and like
Angel.
Like, dude, like you got 3 days, man. Like what are you talking? I love this should be like a cut somebody makes.
I'd love to imagine Nebula writing.
Somebody should do like there is another and then like cut away and then come back 25. That'd be great. What did Angel say? Exactly. That's exactly it.
Yeah, it's like
then Capliv says something pretty funny there too. Yoda couldn't figure out the hooded dude who looks and sounds like the Chancellor wasn't the Chancellor. I don't trust that man's
but
I never liked that.
There's things I can escape with well, that's the prequels. I don't like that, but I mean, it's fantasy, right? It's not science fiction. I don't get the people who get all upset about parsecs and how they could possibly, have this kind of power to get to X, Y, Z or whatever. I don't care.
I think
I don't know how they built this light vehicle that could take them, to another galaxy when nobody else has done that before. It's, who's Morgan Elsbeth? How does she know how to do it? Whatever. I don't care. I don't care about any of that. That's fine. I just don't care about her.
Witch magic kind of going on. So I can't.
That's
imagine,
cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. I'm good with that. I want to care about or hate her. I want to hate her somehow for something she does. I don't know what she's going to do, but make me hate her. I don't feel anything for her.
Well, look at Corvus. Scary. Look how run down and horrible that planet was. There you can hate her now.
I hated her for slicing Ahsoka's lightsaber in half. Honestly,
yeah, was not really either.
I was like, that's rude. You don't do.
I like my dual wielding Ahsoka chick.
Yeah,
see,
me too.
That pissed me off because that's what people were like reacting to. Like, oh, it's an object. Like, are you immediately thinking the value of my Ahsoka lightsaber set has just gone up? Like, what?
Well, I mean, she's got a whole ship full of parts.
His hand and his lightsaber, and that wasn't even what I was worried about. I was worried about, oh my God, Darth Vader is his father. You know what I mean? That's what I was thinking in that moment. Not like, no, not the blue lightsaber. It's like that's all that scene was like, oh my God, the white blood lightsaber. No, how about chop off Ahsoka's hand? Maybe we do that.
I actually expected someone to lose a hand. I will say.
I know. True enough.
I feel like Sabine didn't earn her powers still. I think that she still learned a bit too quickly all of a sudden.
Yeah. at the
I
right
liked
time.
how,
Oh, and
I liked
Ezra.
how much of a fuck up they made her seem, though, for a lot of it, because she couldn't get it. And I thought that was great to finally see someone training to be a Jedi. It's just not getting it, no matter what.
Yeah.
And she had a great teacher in terms of skill level. Her teacher was very skilled.
Yeah. And I
Don't you think it would have been? Don't you think it would have
Similar
been
to Luke
cooler
as
at the end when they're trying to make that leap? If Ezra told her to go, and
Yes,
she goes,
that's what it should have
"Can't.
been.
I can't," and he's like, "I know you can." And then she believed in herself, and she could, even if he was helping her across. That would have been like, "Oh my God!" Now she's realized her power. But oh, we got to get Ezra there because we got to have Ezra come back. So whatever. I don't know. Just lots of missed opportunities.
Well, Morak was Star Killer, wasn't he? That's what the consensus was for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, really.
For like 5 minutes. Well, I believe he did work on that show, so because he was in the credits. So I think he was maybe the body in that suit.
Oh, Sam Witwer. That's
Yeah.
right. He was the voice for him. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But again, I can forgive that because she didn't really know. So it's not a matter of like, oh, she's thinking I'm his daughter. Yeah, she has no idea. So all that stuff is like ancillary. It's just there's certain things here that like not the fantasy aspect of it, not the science aspect of it, just the I don't know, character building. I felt nothing for anybody in the show. I just didn't care.
The thing. You nailed it. You nailed
if
it.
Ahsoka had died, I would have been like, oh, that what are they going to do now?
Well, I feel more for
I
the
wouldn't have been like,
cartoon characters.
no.
It's weird when you go back and watch Rebels now. You've the cartoon characters. You've got more empathy for them. It's weird.
Oh my God!
I couldn't get the same emotion for the live, apart from I think Ahsoka. I did. I was loving her all the time.
Spoiler alert for people who have now watched Rebels: somebody doesn't make it through there, and when that person doesn't, that's powerful, man. And it's a cartoon.
Yeah,
and then they revisit that, and it's even more powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm with Cap Lives here that like if I were Ezra and she's like, no, trust me. I'm like, fuck no, girl, I don't think so. Lift a pencil with your power.
First of all, move that cup first before you like. Can you move that cup? No, all right, no, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, that was sorry, she tapped into the Ray. So how Ray suddenly could use the Force, like it's like wow, she learned pretty quick.
Well, okay,
I think though, in all honesty, I think the reason why she wasn't able to tap in before is because she wasn't able to make things right within herself, and once she found Ezra, that started to come back into alignment. But
that's all great. You gotta bring that across, though, man. Like
this
cannot be. Every show can't be like I gotta go watch YouTube to like have episode 8 explained. Like, no. Everybody's not going to episode 8 explain. You gotta fucking explain it to me while I'm watching the fucking show, man. It's gotta happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't need
to explain it. Paul, to your point, like everybody was like Mary suing Ray. You know what I mean? It's like Mary suing Ray. Like, come on. Like, everything in this was Mary Sue in terms of Sabine. Come on, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And Oilers, we were.
Tom, you were too. You were.
No. We've been going long, by the way. I told Susan's been gone all day, and I told.
I know it is 11:41. All right, let's.
We
gotta cut this. We got really crazy about this. I didn't think we were gonna get this crazy about it. I'm sorry. As me, it's all my fault. I talk a lot.
Probably my fault.
No, it was Trevor.
Well, it's a bit
okay. So, he did have. He was very passionate against the show.
I haven't had a chance to talk about this, man, and I feel bad because I want to
therapy for you.
It is therapy.
I don't think he worked anything out. I think he just made himself angrier.
I think he did. Get more
no, I feel better. But I don't feel better about the show, and I'm not
still
sure
going to the dark
Wars
side. It's okay. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
look, Trevor, I gotta reconcile it either way, man. I'm now tattooed with Ahsoka on me.
Yeah, I know you're screwed, man.
Ahsoka is still fucking awesome. I'm leaving it at that. The character is fucking. She's the best. One of the best Jedi.
Yeah, I do like Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. They
didn't ruin the legacy. I don't think this show didn't ruin any legacy.
No,
for any
not
of the shows.
completely.
Great. Yeah, she did. I think she did a great job as Ahsoka. She had the years of all the being beaten down, being kind of betrayed by her master, being betrayed by the army that followed her. Like I saw, like I'm world weary myself. I saw that on her, like in those scenes, taking a minute, soaking it in, and like I have no qualms with her portrayal whatsoever.
Her arc was the best part about this. I think it could have been longer, I would have liked to have seen it take a little more time, and I would have liked to have seen them like give us more of an idea of why she was so
I didn't like that.
boring for
Ahsoka
3 episodes.
was never like that. She
and then
was
it was
always
like,
much more
she's
kind of always
worried
like
about
that,
something,
though, wasn't she?
But she's worried about something. No, but we never got the idea that she was worried that she was going to turn into, like Anakin Vader/Vader. We never got that idea. It was just that like that episode which was the best episode, told us, oh, that's why she's been so like, that's why she left Sabine. I didn't get any of that. Like, okay,
wasn't she kind of like
it.
that though in Rebels? Wasn't she a lot more reserved in Rebels? Because she seemed that way to me.
She seemed to care more about people than just. I'm not going to tell you the answer, but
yeah, exactly. She was more concerned with the well-being of everybody around her, I think, than she was here. I don't know. Anyway, we're going way long. Thank you, everybody, you guys, for joining us.
Thank you,
Maz, Paul, Maz Toy Photography on YouTube, Paul Red Dog 5 on Instagram, both incredible photographers.
And soon to be YouTube, right? Is your channel up?
Paul, you going to YouTube?
Yes, I'm starting a YouTube channel. Thank you for that, Tom. Got Sergeant Banana as the first guest, and then Dwayne Shoots Toys, so that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and so I'm just going to do a bit of interviewing like this, and then discussions, and then do some live, like toy setups, and a bit like what you've done, Trevor, in the past, with people.
Awesome,
and then,
man.
Well, we would love to have you on our show too.
Oh, thank you. I'd love that.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'll definitely have you all on, all you guys at some point. I want to spread it out to the community. I'm going to try and do something a little different. It's not easy to do that because we all talk the same shop all the time, but it's just trying to be another flavor. I feel like like when we all started in toy photography, and there was I feel like this is what we're doing now in YouTube, and it's like a new migration, trying to make our brands better. I know you guys have been doing it for a while, but I feel like it's just better value all around for all of us, and we could do that human face to it all rather than the behind the mask of IG. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's my goal.
Cool.
Yeah,
can't wait.
Trepidatious, but I've got to get a mic to work. That would help, wouldn't it?
I think you're almost there. It's just like a loose connection or something going on with that.
Yeah, okay. All right, but no.
You're gonna be amazed at how much it takes to put these things on and get the right equipment.
No, I'm in StreamYard, been messing around with it, and yeah, you're right. It's pretty like, oh my god, there's a lot. I feel like it's juggling. A lot of juggling.
Yeah, you're gonna like be looking at your lighting in like 6 episodes, and then looking at your equipment and stuff. So, but that's great, man. I cannot wait for that. That would be amazing. And it'd be great to have you. I mean, Maz invited you, but great to have you over on this.
Trevor, I just added him to my Instagram because apparently I live under a rock. So I just friended you on Instagram, and
nice.
Yeah, you got a Tuesday free at 6 p.m. Eastern. Just let me know. And, we'll work it out.
Good.
When's your first episode going up, Paul?
Oh yeah, I should say that. Yeah, so Wednesday the 11th. I'm not going to be permanently on Wednesday because Wednesday's like a tsunami of people.
It is. But it's hard to find a spot, man.
I got to find a spot, but I'll find something fun. But I just chose Wednesday. I've already told Johnny now, so I could change it. But he's really excited. We got a lot to talk about because we've known each other a long time, and we've had a lot of back and forth. And it's just like we really want to get into the old school stuff, and then where we're at now, and where we're going to go in the future, and all kinds of stuff. He's a man. He's a very wise man now, and as he's older, he's a lot more open now, isn't he, than he was back in the day. He's kind of like a mystery when he first started. He's like an enigma. But there's that. But I am more fascinated in collections too, and how we do that, and just there's so much to this. There's so many layers, and I think we could get into it. Like tonight, we could barely get this Ahsoka discussed, and it's hours and hours going by. No one's agreeing on anything. No, I know. I just thought but I've said, but that's good. But
I should have done this by myself. That's
But I just feel like the one-on-ones or just whatever it is, it's just you could just get so much from it. You really can.
No, you're good at this, man. I think you're going to be great at interviewing people, and you've done this. I've watched you on IG, and I think it's going to be really cool. I can't wait, man.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it, and everyone in the chat too. And I've got to learn how to do that as well. You've got to engage with the audience. You can't just go chat. There's nothing better than being included in the live stream. It's
exactly. Yeah. Maz, what do you got going on? Tuesday we got the show.
Tuesday is 6 p.m. Eastern, man. We just I got a new Instagram though for people to tag. I'll worry about that next week. But for now, if you guys want to take a shot and have us go over it live on air, we'll choose. Each panelist will choose, 3 or so to go over, so you could potentially get chosen. Just tag me, Moz_Toy_photography for the time being, because Instagram's hashtags are all kinds of messed up.
Yeah,
and
totally
just tag me, and we'll try to get over it, man. We'll see what's going on, and even if we don't go over yours, we'll go over some other ones, and maybe you'll learn something that way. I know we've had several people that have been watching that have just improved exponentially. It's not even funny.
And Moz is really like harsh, man. He's really he's tough on people.
Sometimes you need that. I mean, sometimes you need that. But I mean, if
I'm
I'm
the Simon Cowell of the show. I think.
Trevor brings.
Really, Trevor? Do you have opinions? I don't think people would have known that from watching today's episode.
I know it's I know it's hard to believe, right? That I have very strong opinions about certain things.
Yeah, he's got opinions and crop tools on my show. He's like, hold on, let's play with that.
That's great.
Can I just
say
what
you got going on? Anything, man?
One more thing.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Paul. Yep.
I'll just say to TJ, you're a trooper for battling. I know you're not feeling good, so fair play to you, mate. You're suffering.
Thank you. I wanted to talk more, but then I was just afraid of Trevor.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I think
this is the episode that he wanted to talk more, but I just talked too much.
Sure.
I wanted to talk about Ahsoka.
What did you think about Ahsoka, TJ?
Nope, not.
Did you like it?
You hear how he said that? You hear his tone, TJ? Like, come
out
on,
of 10.
Door,
Bro,
TJ.
Out of 10. What was your out of 10?
Into like 45 minutes of anger for the dude to my left.
What was your
What was
your out of 10 rating for Ahsoka?
What?
No, you're out of 10 rating for Ahsoka.
7.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go with that. That's good.
That's acceptable to Trevor.
Okay, hang on. Before we get off, now I need to know, Trevor, what would be your rating?
I said that
4.
I gave it about a 6.
Oh, all right. So
that's way higher than what it sounded like from your discussion.
No, there was some visuals that I like. I like Skarsgård as Thrawn. I like everybody they cast as the actors that they cast. I thought, or what's his name? Not Laura.
Mickelson.
I'm confusing my Mickelson.
You're thinking of Andor.
Yeah, I'm thinking my Mickelson, my Skarsgård. But I liked everybody that was cast. I thought they were good. I just thought, everything I said before. You know what I said. But yeah, 6. It was a 6. I mean, 6 isn't great out of 10.
Trevor liked everything that he ended up hating. I don't know.
I think I'm being generous with the 6, but I wanted to like it so bad because it's Rebels, and I really wanted to like everything. But there was some good stuff. Dude, you agree with almost everything I said, Oilers. So you
Imagine Trevor was like 10 out of 10.
I should have said 10 out of 10. Oh, it was a 10 out of 10 for sure. That's just slightly above average. It's about a B minus to. It's like a C, really. It's a C.
It's going to be on the poster of season 2. Trevor Williams 6 out of 10.
It is going to be on the poster of season 2. Yes.
Well, somebody they'll mess up the editing though. It would be a 6 out of 5.
Yeah, 6 out of 10.
I think that's an idea for next show. By the way, we could go down through all.
Okay.
No talking toys. Let's just talk Disney.
I think we might have to have another show. I think we need another show because I think we do.
Trevor rants. Trevor rants and Tom pours fire on it. Fuels it up. Let's keep it going. I love it.
That's gonna have to be another channel. Trevor rants.
Trevor's mad.
Different things I could rant
about.
Yeah. But,
Trevor's mad again. Yeah, Trevor's
It wasn't
mad.
just me that gave you the bad guy label there, Trevor.
I've been on a couple of shows where I've ranted about things and people seem to like that. So I guess it's fun.
It was fun.
Personalities. Yeah.
I think you should. We can't all be agree. We can't all
1/6 ranter. There you go.
That's awesome.
Thanks, Scott. That's good.
So you're saying Trevor's
anyway.
1/6, or that I don't even know what 1/6 means anymore. He shoots 1/12.
The next, in a year, I'll probably have all the Rebels sitting here on the shelf anyway. So I'm full of shit.
1/6 rebel ranter.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you everybody for hanging out, listening to this craziness. At least we got some 1/6 stuff in the beginning of the show.
We did.
I'm gonna go play with this. Now.
That was hours ago, TJ. I don't blame you for forgetting.
Yeah, remember that? We were talking about. You remember that? You were going to order any of those things, TJ?
We're talking about beer, and then like toys, and then there's
he
just anger.
dissociated
TJ,
for-
you didn't even get to hit a banner yet. Like you did nothing.
I did it at the beginning when you went.
Can you give us another one of those before we
What
go?
would you like?
I don't know. Whatever you want. There we go.
Nope.
Hold on.
I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10.
Hold on. This is Trevor.
Nope.
Trevor, what do you think about
serving it
Ahsoka?
up.
6 out of 10.
Nope.
Yeah, that's the new slogan. Nope, no hope.
That's TJ's
1/6. Nope.
slogan.
1/6 nope.
All right, let's get the hell out of here.
Have a good night, guys.
You're gonna go watch.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it again showing up. Thank you
I'm
for
gonna watch Blue
indulging
Beetle
me
now. I
and
think that's
listening
what
to my bullshit.
Cole and Moz, it was really nice to meet you.
It was good. It was good meeting you, man. Love
Yeah,
that.
very
Love to
much,
hang out
very
with you.
much.
Yeah,
another
I think we
time.
got to do more panels. I think we got to get more people on here and so maybe we'll do more of this panel stuff and.
But
talk
can
about
we
it.
drink coffee as well? Because
I know, because you're in Arizona.
I don't know.
You're in Arizona. What time
Oh,
is it? Like 9
I'm
o'clock?
joking. I'm joking.
Herbal
I'm
tea,
just
I
saying
think,
'cause
is
it's
what
a long
should.
time.
You
Yeah,
guys,
we
West
serve-
Coast guys, are like, you're fine, man. It's
Yeah,
midnight here.
West. Yeah, you're
All right.
right. You're right.
Is it like 11 in Texas?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm in Arizona. Sorry.
It was
In Arizona.
a joke.
I know. It was a
Just a
callback.
silly
It was a good
joke.
callback, TJ.
It was a silly joke. Oh yeah, I'm struggling. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Oilers says
All
more
right.
yelling.
It's gone off the rails.
May
All
the
right,
phone
thank
be
you,
with
everybody,
you.
for staying with us. All 18 of you who stayed throughout this whole thing. Yes, and may the phone be with you. Goodbye. Good night.
Bye.
I'm
Jeez,
just
everyone.
doing this until you hit the end button there.